Oh,也对，因此时，你 really.
Eh, 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 ah, ah. Hello, I live. He fucking lives! Man, that was a thick ass firewall. Holy shit. I ain't been through a firewall that thick since the Pentagon. I'm joking, they don't have firewalls over there. They have like these little like fire hedge fences that you can just kind of step over if you're tall enough. Anyway, hello. Someone bought the Malwarebytes Premium for that one. You think Malwarebytes Premium can contain me? You'd be right. Malwarebytes is my mortal enemy. It'd be funny if I got a Malwarebytes sponsorship. Anyway, I'm back! Welcome, fanwares. It's good to see you all again. You might notice that something's a little bit different. My stream intro changed a little bit. Just a little bit. So that's pretty neat. And, yeah, I've got, I mean, if you emote in the chat, you'll be able to, see some new stuff going on with the stream. Well, I'm hyping it up, it's just stuff I should have done, like, ages ago. We have a emote wall set up, so have fun with that. Oh my god, here we go, subscriptions. Thank you, Pixel, for the resub, 16 months. You are like the main VIP right now. Almost you might actually be the MVP, because you've been subscribed for so long. Thank you for your continued support. No sound from the resub. Let me fix that. You know what? It's probably this. Yeah, don't know. Maybe that worked. That audible? I don't think it is. Hold on. MVIP. Yeah, that's you. That's totally you, champ. Why isn't that playing? Okay. Of course there's gonna be problems when I haven't streamed in quite a while. That's just typical. That's pretty on brand for Twitch, honestly. It is incredibly cringe, but you know, that is also how Twitch be, you know? I actually have no idea why they wouldn't be working. Maybe it's in advanced audio properties. I mean, that's monitor and output. Twitch alerts are on for me, so I don't know why you wouldn't be able to hear them. But yeah, thank you, Rosarius, for the resub. 15 months. You are 1 month behind Pixel. I'm sorry to say, you're gonna have to settle for second place. That bumps us up, I think. But yeah, as you can see, we've got a follower goal now. I figured I'd put that on because I would like to maybe hit 200 before the end of March. Let's push forward a little bit, you know? Get some momentum going as we roll down this hill and hopefully don't spiral out of control and die horribly at the bottom in a burning fireball of death. Hopefully this hill is very long and very, you know, the infinite hill that we can just keep rolling down. This is a terrible analogy. I'm gonna stop it though, because I guess technically you want to be ascending a mountain. You want to keep climbing and climbing, not going down. That is the wrong direction for measuring success. Anyway, before we get into the tier lists, which I said I'll be doing today, since you know, I'm bored, and didn't feel like playing a game tonight. I just want to like get used to streaming again, getting everything set up, make sure everything's working, and we'll go over a bit about what the plan is going forward. We're almost at a hype train. What? How? We have 2 subscriptions. I didn't think that'd be enough to trigger a hype train, but you know what? Stranger things have happened. Oh my god. Luca! How? Luca's here. Oh boy. Choo choo! The hype train. Of course it's Luca that summons the train! Of course it is! You know, some things, no matter how much time passes, some things never change. But thank you very much for the 4 months, Luca. And we've got a hype train going. That's lovely. Rosarius gifted a sub. It's crazy. We're like rising. We are ascending to a new state of being, slowly but surely. I feel the energy inside. Yes. The energy is accumulating. You keep dedicating that energy to me, and soon I will evolve into a stronger form. You'll see. I'll show all of you. It's funny to me you regularly get hype trains now. By regularly, you mean like I've gone on a hype train like 3 times now. Most of the time it's triggered by Rosarius. This time it's triggered by Luca. It's one thing to achieve a hype train, it's another thing to keep it going. That's where I have trouble. Ow! Thank you for the, thank you for the cheer. 500 bits. That reminds me of another new feature. I don't know how... Ow. There's a little bit of delay on that. Interesting. I think that just coincided a bit. Oh my god, you've given me like 1,000 bits. You've been stocking those up somewhere? You've been keeping the like the bitty cookie jar like topped off, and you're just like releasing it all in one go. And the Neko arc's appearing. I didn't see a Neko arc. Are those working? Neko seems to work. Okay, cool. That's the most important thing. If the Nekos work, then nothing has changed. Also, hello, Fairy Winkle. I see you. There's a lot going on right now. I see you. You have been summoned. Happy to have you here, Fairy. Welcome back. You should have just kept throwing stuff at me to make me acknowledge you. That's usually how it works. Just smack me until I notice you. I want to get to the squiggly line for hype train record, lol. I don't know what the squiggly line you're talking about is. Got to get to squiggly line. I have no idea what that means. I hope it means something good. But yeah, I don't know how you do it, but I think I set up text-to-speech. You can pay bits to put text-to-speech in the stream. I don't know if that's... I don't know how you do it. I've set it up, but I don't know how you do it. Actually, hold on, let me check. I need to make sure it's actually active. Where are my audio devices? There we go. Okay. I think that might work. On the hype train, put a squiggly line for where your last hype train record was, so I cheered until we surpassed it. Oh, I see. Okay. Well, thank you very much. You cannot cheer in your own channel. See, I can't test it because I can't cheer myself. I don't know how bits work with Twitch. I'm a boomer. I don't know how it works. If no one can figure out the text to speech thing, then don't worry about it. It's just a funny little thing, I guess. Testing choo choo. I mean, I can't hear it, but maybe you guys can hear it. That's the thing. There's a lot of things I can't hear on my end. I don't know if that's normal. Nope, can't hear it either. Well, I tried my best. But first you try and you don't succeed. Just put yourself in a hole and wait and bleed. That's not how the song goes, but... Yes, you guys are also my troubleshooters right now. Indeedy. Man, I don't know. Why is this not show? Wait, hold on a minute. Active sources only. So why is there no sound coming from this? Wait, hold on a minute. Do I need to, like, add audio for it somewhere? There's an audio mixer here. You don't hear that either? Oh boy, okay. I don't know what I did wrong! Why is it not working? I mean, I can think of multiple reasons why it wouldn't work. Wait, desktop audio not connected. Okay, hold on a minute. Hold on one flipping second. I think I might have found the source of every single problem. Maybe. Maybe? Was that potential? I'm gonna throw something at myself. I can't tell. Did you hear that? Sound. Okay, it reset my audio device. Okay, so it reset my audio device, so it wasn't picking stuff up. Okay, maybe text-to-speech actually works now. But yes, so quick little thing about future of the channel. So, as I mentioned before, I am still going abroad to work, which means I won't be able to take my PC with me because it is a massive... It is a gargantuan specimen. You have no idea how big my PC is. It is like... It's a fridge. I've seen fridges that are smaller than this PC that I have. It is a monster. Like, I don't know if I've shared pictures of it in the Discord before, but that thing's an absolute behemoth. It's the it is. I might as well call it the Ice Crown Citadel. It's that big, and getting it out to where I'm working would have been too much of a pain, too much of a hassle. So I'm leaving it behind while I go to work in Malta. I'm set to leave at the start of April, so I've got the rest of March to stream for you guys on my current setup. I might be able to stream on my laptop, but I'm not quite sure about the capabilities of it so far. So we're going to see how that will work when we get to it. Guess I won't say for April then. I might still be able to stream. I might be able to do some chat streams or like some not intensive games. Lobomi Corporation might not be intensive. I might be able to continue that. But more on that in a bit. But yeah, we're just gonna have to wait and see. Because I'm in Malta until September. That's a long ass time. I'm in that country till September working. So that's literally like half the year I'm gonna be away. But do not fret. Like I said before, I'm not gonna leave you guys completely devoid of content. The only reason I did it for like the last few weeks is lots of stuff happening. I went to Japan. I'm sure some of you have been following along with that. I'm going to be making a huge picture dump in the Discord at some point with all the photos I took in Japan. Maybe I'll just might make a stream out of it. You don't know. Like, I'm gonna see how to organize it. I might just share it in the Discord. It'll incentivize people to join the Discord. Join the Discord. I think everyone here is already in the Discord, but this is for future viewers that might be watching the VOD. Or if you're a stranger that has somehow wandered into this hell. Welcome, first and foremost. It's not hell, by the way, I was joking. This is Eden. It's very nice and lovely here. Was I the only one suggesting tier lists? I've had other ones suggested to me away from that channel. So we've got a few lined up here. I've got some tabs open with tier lists. We are using a couple of the ones you suggested, Fairy. So those will be coming up. Do a collage, big images with the photos and stuff. That's a good idea. I might do a collage. Maybe we'll make the collage during stream and then I can post that somewhere. That'd be pretty neat. I didn't do an extensive sweep of photographs in Japan because I'm not a big photographer. I get very self-conscious when I'm in the middle of a crowd and I take photos of stuff. Because I get in people's way and I don't like that. So I just disembark from the situation. And then I'm not photoing anything. I was gonna make some vlogs. I gave up on that idea because I kind of realized that if I want to make vlogs, I kind of had to dedicate a lot of my time to exploring and planning that kind of stuff. I couldn't do it by sheer what do you call it? I couldn't just spur myself to do it in the moment. So I just decided to enjoy myself because I really needed to unwind. I was very stressed out. Well, I did have a good time out there. When I got back, oh my god, I had to move house a day after I landed. And that was one of the most hellish episodes of my life. Yeah, I kind of went radio silent for a while because of that. But that's neither here nor there now. That's all gone now. Rest of March, I'm going to be streaming plenty. I mentioned Lobotomy Corporation before. I'm going to be trying to focus on finishing Lobotomy Corporation before the end of March. Because I've heard that you can play Limbus Company without too much context from Ruiner. So I'm going to be tandeming Library of Ruiner and Limbus Company, the other two Project Moon games, together. I'll be playing both of them at the same time. That's if I'm streaming. If I'm streaming in Malta, I will play both of those games, as separate streams. And that's gonna hopefully be pretty fun. But yeah, lots of cool stuff that's awaiting us. There's a lot of other games that I've seen that I want to try out on stream as well. Hitman World of Assassination, I feel like that's a fun one. They've released a roguelike mode on it. So if you like Hitman gameplay, I might try and play that on stream, maybe? Depends. Because the Hitman gameplay can be, very 50-50. And I tend, my performance is definitely, I get focused a lot on that game, you know? And I don't know how good content, how good of See, I haven't spoken for, a few weeks, so understandably, my grasp of the English language right now is lacking. But, yeah. Hitman, there was this thing called Patch Quest, I think? There's a game called Patch Quest, which is Pokemon meets Enter the Gungeon, which looks really cool. So I might play that. And it look like a nice, cozy game. And, whatever else floats my goat that I can find on the radar and stuff. But, yeah, lots of cool stuff to come. And if I can't stream in Malta, I'll try to make videos on my YouTube channel. I put more on the suggestion, but oh boy. Well, I've got a few open here, Fairy. If we get through all of these, and we still have some time left, I will pick out from the new ones you have posted. Oh, no, friend request on Discord? Hold on. What is this? They have Pokemon for an avatar. Pokemon added me on Discord? What? I didn't know Pokemon's real name was Timmy? I'm just gonna ignore that. MX and Pokemon to collab? Headline? I mean, I don't quite know what I would do if I collaborated with Pokemon. I barely tuned into it. I wouldn't know where to go with that. Alright, suggestions bin. I'm just gonna browse what you got. Okay, a couple of those are interesting. I might check those out even. I'm not a hotel. I'm not checking things in. I don't know why I said that. Anyway, let's get started with our first tier list. So this one was recommended by Fairy. They did recommend a comprehensive Pokemon tier list. I made the executive decision that maybe the tier list that is for every single Pokemon in existence, including alternate forms, should be a stream by itself, because there are literally thousands of things to sort. You are a virus, you have a database. I have a personal database, like my brainware, that's a personal database. So I guess that's just what a brain is. A brain is a personal database. My one is just like an SSD. Why are you clapping your ass cheeks like that? First of all, Rosarius, my ass is unclappable. Let me just correct you right there, alright? My ass is unclappable. Secondly, that's my hands. I have hands! You nitwit! You clap with your hands! Sometimes your thighs. I know how to write SQL now. What the fuck is SQL? I feel like I missed something. Is that like a coding language? Why are your hands not moving? They are! You can't see my hands! The hands are like down below. Server stuff, I see. I'm not a server. I don't work in the serving industry. I much prefer a spot in the kitchen, to be honest, but you know. SQL. SQL is our server writing language. Understood. Well, I don't know how much I would be able to digest of that information, but it sounds pretty neat. And you know what? I'm happy that I'm happy for you. I'm happy that you're learning something new. It's always great to learn something new. Anyway, we're gonna start off with evolutions. Who here knows their evolutions pretty well? Obviously it's Pokemon. I like they made the distinction evolution plus Eevee, because I totally would have made this distinction. Eevee is not an evolution. It's just the Eevee. It's not a hard language at all. I mean, I suck at learning languages, whether it's linguistically or programming. So, I think the difference is negligible to me. I just suck at learning. I'm a malware. I make you unlearn things. I don't learn things myself. I adapt. See, there's a difference between learning and adapting. Learning is to take in knowledge. Adapting is to change in response to the environment. You know? Obviously you can learn to adapt, but sometimes you adapt by instinct. Like my skin hardens when people poke me too hard. That does not happen. That would be so weird. Please don't poke me. I don't want people to start poking me to prove a point. So let's start off with the OG Eevee. I mean, I'm gonna throw Eevee in the B because it's middle of the road. Eevee's cute, but it doesn't really have much going for it. It's literally the basic bitch in the equation. Little baby Eevee. It's like you are the foundation that has many branching roads. Also know how to somehow write PHP code too. I think I've heard of PHP code. We have some other coders in the chat, so you can definitely chat with them about it. Preferably in the Discord though. Because it's kind of awkward for me if the chat devolves into like programming speak, and I'm just here just like, yeah, I know programming, I'm a malware, I'm made of it. I don't. But yeah. Next we have Sylveon. I mean, Sylveon's really cute, but also kind of overrated. The fairy typing's really good though. See, I'm gonna be judging these based on aesthetics, appeal. I guess those are kind of the same thing, and also viability, because fun. I love Sylveon, she's my favorite. You know what? I'm not surprised that the Fairy-type Eevee is the favorite of the person called Fairy. Calling me absolutely bewildered. We should be speaking a language. I speak binary, okay? Finally, a competition Flareon can win. I don't know about that. I'm gonna put Sylveon in A. Sylveon is pretty neat. I've used Sylveon a lot in the games as well, just because the typing is very strong. Umbreon. The one with the Japanese name that we shall not speak, because it can be considered racially inappropriate. This is Dark Doggo. It's a B. I think Umbreon looks a bit... I'm not, like, crazy about how Umbreon looks, but I've used Umbreon a lot in the games. Again, because... pretty good type, and it's got good stats. So Umbreon's pretty good. Especially in Scarlet and Violet. I've used Umbreon a lot in Scarlet and Violet, more so than any other evolution, I think. It's just really good in raids. That's all I can tell you about that. Espeon. Fluffy, two-tailed Esper thing. I think the Two Tails is meant to be a reference to the Bakaneko from... Wait, no, not the Bakaneko. It's the Nekomata. That's it. I think it's meant to be a reference to the Nekomata, even though I don't think it's meant to be... I don't know what these are. Are they dogs or cats? I think they're meant to be dogs, maybe? I don't know. Espeon definitely resembles a cat more, though. Well, do you know what number you're counting when you're flipping the bird? 1. I had to look at my own hands and flip the bird up myself to count that. I'm a little bit slow right now. Why? Because there's vodka in my system. You know. Just one of those things. In binary, you dum-dum. You can't hand gesture binary. That doesn't work like that. Anyway. Espeon... See... Back in the day, Espeon was the one I wanted over Umbreon. But not by much. Not by much. I'm gonna put Espeon here. They're kinda close. Espeon's a little bit higher than Umbreon. I'll put you there. Flareon. I might antagonize some people with this, but I'm gonna put Flareon, like, here. I don't know. I think Flareon is called Blaster in Japanese. Flareon's never really, like, struck out to me. It's like, oh, I'm a fire dog. Amazing. We already had a fire dog in Gen 1. Like, we had Arcanine. Arcanine's, like, way cooler than Flareon. Got kind of outdone in your first gen. How do you feel about... Like, we didn't just... It wasn't just Arcanine. We had Ninetales as well, who... We had Ninetales as the Firefox. Ninetales and Vulpix. They're way cooler. Because they have the Ninetail thing going on. And we have Flareon that's just like... Oh, look, another four-legged fire creature. Awesome. Glaceon is my favorite, so Glaceon goes in S. I love my icy little Hime. I'm sorry, Leafeon's going in D. Leafeon's design just really doesn't speak to me. I don't like how... I really don't like how its flesh turns into leaves. It kind of weirds me out. Yeah, Growlithe, Arcanine, Vulpix, Ninetales, and then you got Flareon. Who cares about Flareon? Fire types were kind of ass in the first gen anyway, because like they only had like one good... They had like 2 good moves, Flamethrower and Fire Blast. There's literally no other fire moves. I mean, you had Ember and Fire Spin, that's it. Oh, I thought I had music playing. Low music in the background. Well, I got something for you. Something nice and familiar, I think. There we go. I think that will do nicely. Right. We got two more. Jolteon. No Lobo music, we're not observing abnormalities. Unfortunately, I'm not doing the abnormality tier list because, as I said before, I haven't completed the game and I don't want to spoil myself on, like, the few abnormalities we haven't seen yet. So there's some in that chart I just wouldn't know what they are, so I wouldn't be able to rate them. And also it would spoil it, so... You like the music. I mean... There's this weird thing on Twitch. I don't know what the thing is about, like, playing video game music on Twitch. I know you can have the music playing while you're playing the game, but I don't think you're allowed to play the music when you're not playing the game, if that makes sense. I don't think you're allowed to do that. Also, what's wrong with my music? This is literally my theme song playing. I think I said it right, yeah. Jolteon is a C. The early... And I guess I put Vaporeon in A, because... Vaporeon was the one I used in Gen 1. Like, when I got the Eevee in Gen 1, and you get the initial selection, like, you want the Fire type, the Electric type, or the Water type? I was like, well, I want the Water type, obviously. And Vaporeon just kind of stood the test of time, so... Completely disconnected from any memes, okay? We'll have none of that in chat. Look, we made a perfect pyramid. It's like a sideways pyramid. Ding, 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 ding. Jolteon is Spiky Dog. Yeah. Very spiky, but because it's spiky, I just imagine trying to pet it, and it just doesn't feel nice. I feel like petting Jolteon would be like petting fiberglass. Have you ever touched, like, fiberglass threads? Like... raw fiberglass, where, like, there's these fiberglass breaks off in these tiny little threads, and, like, they embed in your skin. It's like splinters, but so much worse, because the fiberglass will burn and sting your flesh, like, constantly. And because fiberglass splinters are like glass, they're very hard to see, so once you get them in your skin, good luck getting them out. You're gonna be in pain for ages. That's why you wear gloves while handling fiberglass. Well, if the fiberglass is, like, buffed off and polished up and, like, cleaned up, you're fine. But if you've just made, like, a fresh fiberglass, like, item, usually you do that with molds and stuff, or, like, fiberglass padding, for instance. Fiberglass mesh, sorry. Use fiberglass mesh in, like, prosthetic molding a lot. You need to be careful, you need to wear gloves. I speak from first-hand experience. Fiberglass fucking sucks when you get it in your hands. So that's our Eevee tier list. Yeah. That's that. Glaceon for the win. I'm gonna go on to the next one, which I think, I believe Fairy also suggested this one. This one spoke to me. This was British food. Food Owl. I don't know why it's called Food Owl, but... I know all of these foods. Like, I know all of these. The author of this quiz was like, British food I want to try, but allow me to regale to you all the things. Hi, Ven. Welcome to the cultural exchange. You're about to... Oh, Ven, if you didn't see it, that's my evolution tier rating. You may judge me now. Glaceon is my favorite. Leafeon sucks. Okay. Valid, to be honest. Let's go. I feel validated from that comment. Okay. So yes, to explain these tiers a little bit, because this might seem like an esoteric alien language to people who are not British. The peak of British Epicurious. I mean, it's just the best that the British cuisine has to offer, you know. I've always liked Vaporeon the best despite recent developments. Thank God you said despite. Would have been worrying if you said, I always like Vaporeon the best, especially with recent developments. Then I would have been like, that's a little sus. Yeah, we got peak of British Epicurious. Better than tea. You won't find a lot of Brits that would say that, but I would say it because I'm not really that much of a tea drinker, so... Better than tea is probably pretty good. It's alright. I mean, you can figure out what that means. It's alright. It's alright. This isn't why Churchill saved Britain. I just had to laugh at that one. And Tory Chow. Tories are the scum of the earth. So only Tories would eat these. But I don't think anything's going to fall in that category because most of these things I think I like. So beans on toast, that is better than tea. Beans on toast is like the perfect breakfast. Especially when you're working, like the perfect breakfast at work. You get into the break room, you got a toaster, you got a microwave. It's all you need. Put your beans in the microwave, put your bread in the toaster, combine them, and you got like a nice little meal. Because it's not especially filling, but it gives you the energy you need to push on. And the thing about beans on toast is it's highly customizable. A lot of Brits would argue that all you need is buttered toast with beans, but I like to add to it. Personally, I like to add a bit of black pepper and a dash of brown sauce on top of my beans. Hey, that's my friend. Hey, it's my buddy! Hey, bub, how you doing? It's Rui. Rui's like a superstar right now. I feel like there's a celebrity in the chat. Rui's here. Hey, Rui. Are the beans in beans on toast like, are they baked beans? What's the flavor profile like? Yeah, so the baked haricot beans. I'm very aware there's a difference between baked beans in America and the UK. In America, from what I've heard, baked beans are like sweet for some reason. That sounds very sussy. Very sussy and very cringe. Sorry, Americans, you are very cringe. I can't really tolerate your sense of what a baked bean is. But, you know, we can't change the way we are, you know? So you're just gonna have to live with that failure. That cultural failure. Real baked beans are savory. Well, I say savory. They're like a mild tomato. They're enveloped in a mild tomato sauce that is like slightly salty, and it's got a hint of sweetness to it. There's a hint of sweetness in British beans, but they're regarded as more savory than anything. They're very like they're kind of their own flavor. Like, I don't know how else to describe it. You get this like orange tomato sauce, which is like present in a lot of our canned food. Like, we have it with like SpaghettiOs and stuff as well. It's that canned tomato sauce kind of taste with beans. And the beans themselves don't really taste much of anything. But you can add to it, you can add stuff to it, and that's what makes them great. And of course, a great source of protein. The baked beans, they're pretty high tier. I've always wondered about that because American baked beans are usually super sugary. Yeah, I've heard. I haven't tried them, but I've seen it. It's like molasses and beans or something. It's I mean, it could be good in certain dishes, but like it sounds a little sickly to me. I love those beans, honestly. Maybe you got a little bit of Brit in you, Rui. I'm very proud of you, boy. What the fuck? Wait, what the fuck is this? The picture is so small, I can't tell what it is. Can I like open image in new tab? Will it tell me what it is? Oh, it's bangers and mash. That's the weirdest bangers and mash I've ever seen. That's like a bougie bangers and mash. My headset turned off. Hold on. Because I don't have music playing in the background. Hold on, I'm gonna play myself some music just so my headset doesn't like do that. I'm gonna play some Toho themes to myself while I do this. So I can't actually hear my own music. They don't think they go on toast well. What would you eat American baked beans with, out of curiosity? I can't think of what you would eat them with. Also, Rory, Eggs Benedict is brilliant. You have great taste. Anyway, bangers and mash is most certainly better than tea. I don't have it as often as beans on toast. But like, you can't beat some saucy sausages on mash with gravy. Very good. Burger. Baked beans in a burger? What? Baked beans in a burger. Egg Benedict with hollandaise sauce, oh my lord. You can't have Eggs Benedict without hollandaise. I've never heard of that. Like, hollandaise is part of the dish. But yeah, like, the hollandaise does make the dish. It's fucking great. You have beans on the side, not on the burger. Okay, fair enough. Still sounds a bit weird. Most commonly served with barbecue, shredded pork with a spicy vinegar type of sauce. Okay, that does sound good. That does sound really good. You do get barbecue beans here, which you have with, like, bigger dishes and stuff, so maybe that's more like it. Maybe we should start calling them American-style beans. Like, get the old American-style beans out. Gonna have my big America-Texas-style burger. Oh no, what's it called? Muffin? Yeah. I think you can call it a muffin. There's some places here we will call it a muffin. I think mostly it's called a crumpet over here. I think you have Eggs Benedict on a crumpet. I don't think it's a scone. We have a lot of, like, bready cake-like things with varying names, and they're all different. Muffin, scone, crumpet. There's so many. Also, when people say tea and crumpets, I don't understand them, because I don't have crumpets with tea. That sounds weird, because crumpets are, like, savoury. Egg Benedict with ham and salmon. I'll take the ham any day. I'm not a big fan of salmon. You can have all the fish, Rory. You have the fish, I'll take the pig. It's all good. I believe this one is shepherd's pie. This looks like shepherd's pie to me. Let's get a close-up of that. That is, it's kind of difficult to tell. That could be shepherd's pie or cottage pie. They're kind of the same thing, except shepherd's pie uses lamb, and cottage pie uses beef. That's the difference between those two dishes. Regardless, I'm gonna put it at the peak. When it's the winter months, when it's getting colder, nothing beats a shepherd's or cottage pie that's just, like, piping hot fresh out the oven. It's like a mix of, like, beef, onions, carrots, whatever casserole vegetables you want to dump into it. You put that in a casserole pan. You top it with, like, buttery mashed potato and a layer of cheese, and you just bake that motherfucker. And oh, it's so good. And that meal will last you for days. Like, you can, it keeps. So, like, you can eat that for, like, the next few days for, like, lunch, dinner, whatever. Breakfast, if you're very adventurous, but I wouldn't recommend that. It's kind of heavy for breakfast. I will literally have 5 Eggs Benedict. Please do not ingest that much in Eggs Benedict. That is a lot of eggs and Benedict. If you eat that much Eggs Benedict, you might become Eggs Benedict Cumberbatch. I had to remember his name for a second because I always call him something else. I always call him Benediction Bandersnatch. You might become egged. That too. Eggy. Speaking of eggs, well, I was looking at the others, see if there's any eggs. We have Scotch eggs. Scotch eggs are alright. Benevolent Cucumber Patch. That's his name. So yeah, Scotch eggs are basically sausage meat wrapped around a boiled egg and then dipped in breadcrumbs. It sounds pretty good. But in my experience, Scotch egg... Because the thing is, you usually eat Scotch eggs cold. And I like cold boiled eggs. Like, I will devour cold boiled eggs a lot. it's the bready sausage meat when it's cold that I'm not a huge fan of. And you can't really heat them up either, because if you're trying to heat them in the microwave, then the egg is going to explode, because it's like a compressed little ball. You can eat them cooked. I mean, they're pre-cooked, they have to be. Make them fresh. I've never made Scotch eggs before. But I guess some people have to make them fresh, right? That's very true. Alright, I'll do it, Pixel, Jesus. I'll do it, but until then, they're I, alright? They're just I. Second, I need to blow my nose. Man, I think I just blew the last of my brain cells out of my nose with that one. Woo! Now I got nothing to lose. This is chicken tikka masala. Yes, it is a British invention, tikka masala. So this is a weird one. A good tikka masala is like up here. A good tikka masala is fucking amazing, but it has to be a good one. So I think for that, I'm actually gonna knock it down to like the top of this tier. It's better than tea. Because the thing is, you can have... It doesn't matter how shitty you make a shepherd's or cottage pie, it's gonna be good. It's really hard to mess it up. Tikka masala? That's very... You can mess that up. Like, cheap tikka masala can be absolutely awful. But really good tikka masala is godlike. Like, the stuff you get in a restaurant, basically. Because, like, you have, like... So, like, there's different tiers of, like, foods you can get throughout the world, obviously. If the tikka masala comes from a restaurant, like, it's professionally cooked, that's good shit. Takeout tikka masala is just behind that, I suppose. Depending on the takeout place. Store-bought tikka masala is very 50-50. So the fact that you can get bad tikka means it gets pegged down a little bit from the top tier. That's my logic behind it anyway. If anyone is willing to contest that, I'm all ears. Yeah, that's how it be. Black pudding, better than tea. I like good black pudding. So what is black pudding? The one we have in Finnish as a lunch food is spicy. That's okay, yeah, before I move on to black pudding, tikka masala is not meant to be spicy. I mean, it's meant to have a spice flavor, because it's full of spices, but it's not meant to be, like, hot spicy. It's not meant to be make you go like with your mouth. Yeah, like, tikka masala is meant to be a mild curry. I know korma is meant to be, like, the sweet, mild curry that is, like, entry-level Indian curry for everyone. But tikka masala is not meant to be that much worse than it. Because, I mean, we made it, and also, like, there's other curries that are, like, spicier. Like Madras. Madras is a step of spice above tikka masala, I'd say. And then, of course, after that, you have vindaloo, which is... Vindaloo is very much... You only eat vindaloo if you're a true spice fan. Like, if you like the rush that you get when something is spicy. But I'm not a huge fan of vindaloo because I have a limit to my spice tolerance, and vindaloo just about exceeds it, so not for me. I don't know what this is. Is this steak? Is this, like, steak and kidney pie? Is that British? Hold on. It is a steak pie. It might be a steak and kidney pie. I'm just gonna say it's a steak pie. Steak pie can be good. I'm gonna put it here. Steak pies are good. A good old meal of, like, pie and mash. Like, pie and mash with gravy. That's, like, a classic fast food in Britain. Like, before the advent of, like, commercialized fast food, like, McDonald's and Burger King and, like, Pizza Hut, etc. The fast food you would get in Britain was, like, pie and mash. Next to, like, like fish and chips, pie and mash. That's like culturally British fast food. Yeah, you can rarely go wrong with them. Toad in the hole! It's alright. So, why do we call this Toad in the hole? I don't actually know that. That's a piece of trivia I don't have. But what is Toad in the hole? Toad in the hole is quite simply sausages baked into a Yorkshire pudding. If you don't know what a Yorkshire pudding is, it's basically a cup of, well, in Toad in the hole it's not a cup, but a Yorkshire pudding is basically, baked batter, is all I could describe it as. It's very much something that, usually eat Yorkshire pudding with something else. It's a staple for a roast dinner. So if you're having like a roast dinner or a Christmas dinner, Yorkshire puddings tend to be, prolific in those. They're called puddings because they were originally eaten as puddings. The original intended use for Yorkshire puddings was to eat them with clotted cream and jam. And they are still nice with that in mind. Like, you can just eat them the intended way. But most people see them as an accompaniment to a roast dinner. Nowadays, anyway. Toad in the hole is the same. You usually eat toad in the hole with, like, vegetables and stuff. You can have toad in the hole as part of your roast dinner. It's very nice. Like, you got the sausage, you got the Yorkshire pudding, which is like this nice doughy, this like oily doughy accompaniment to the sausage. It's hard to go wrong. Now, some people. So here's a big Yorkshire. I mean, now they've rated that, Yorkshire pudding might as well go to the top of this. Because by themselves, they're not amazing. They're just what they are. But they're pretty good with other things. The thing about Yorkshire pudding is that I think there's a fine line of, like, some people like them crispy, and some people like them soggy. I'm definitely in the soggy part. I like my Yorkshire puddings to be saggy and soggy. I like it when they soak up all the gravy and juices. And then when you bite in, it like oozes them out. I like that kind of Yorkshire pudding. I don't like the overly crispy ones. It feels like I'm eating like deep fried air. That's my take on it anyway. Is this beef Wellington? It looks like beef Wellington. I mean, I'll put that like here. Oh, I forgot to mention black pudding. So if you don't know, so this thing right here, you can see it. Black pudding is, I mean, a lot of people get turned off by black pudding because of what it is and how it's described. It's a blood sausage. It's basically made of congealed pig's blood mixed with spices. I think it's mixed with spices and oats, but I don't know about the oats thing. It might not be oats. But yeah, the main ingredient is pig's blood. And that puts a lot of people off because, you know, like, eating blood is like, ugh, why? But I assure you, black pudding is fucking delicious. It doesn't taste irony at all. Like, people will think it will just taste like blood. It will taste like taste of iron, and they're like, I don't really want that. But when you cook, most of the time when you cook blood, you cook the stuff that makes it irony out of it. So all you get left is like the proteins and stuff that was in the blood, and it tends to be quite delicious. I've seen blood used a lot in cuisine across the world. Like, especially in Asia. Asia uses a lot of blood in like cooking and stuff. Especially Thailand, which is like my other homeland. Chiang Mai, which is the place I come from, they eat something called blood soup. Which is a little more hardcore than blood sausage, I will admit. Because, I mean, they're literally boiling blood and then, like, mixing spices and stuff into it and then serving that as a soup. It's pretty hardcore. It does look like you're drinking from Elizabeth Bathory's bathtub. But I would try it. It looks nice. Not the raw blood soup. They do make raw blood soup as well, where they just get blood, They don't cook it, and they just mix stuff into it and then serve it. I'm just like, yeah, I don't know about that one. That sounds like a one-way trip to the ER, you know? Especially if it's pig's blood, which could be riddled with parasites. But I've talked about blood enough, I think. Cooked blood, I'm always willing to try it. Raw blood, not so much. And then we got fish and chips. I mean, you can't go wrong with fish and chips. That is like the peak of British cuisine. When you think of Britain, what do you think of? You think of cup of tea. You think of the fucking... Well, not the Queen anymore, I guess. The King. No, I mean, nowadays you'd still think of the Queen. Because, I mean, she died, but, like, it was recent. She's still fresh in people's memories. And also, when you think of Britain, you think of fish and chips. Bad cod with, like, rustic cut chips. You can't beat it. It doesn't matter what the chips are. There's, like, a fish and chips. There's like a chippy style of chip, or fry, whatever you call it, here. That's very distinctive to the fish and chip places. But it's very good. It's like distinct thick cut chip. Some of the places serve like French fries, like the skinny things. That's alright, but it's not as good. But fish and chips, oh, so good. I like the fish crust. Yeah, like the fish in the batter is great. I prefer my fish having the skin on when it's battered. Some places will do it with the skin on still. And you get that little extra, like, savoriness with your fish because of the skin. But, usually, I like having cod occasionally. I really like having scampi on my chips. Scampi being a type of shrimp. Like a battered shrimp. That's very good with chips. I'm not gonna say chips. If you think I'm referring to, like, potato chips, I'm not. Like, the ones you eat out of packets. I'm referring to the stuff you deep fry and serve with, like, as a side order to, like, other meals. But yeah, yeah, I mean, we didn't even use these 2 tiers. I mean, most of this food is fucking great. I can't complain about it. This is the food I was raised on. Done and dusted. Okay, so this one's another food-oriented one, but this one is fast food chains and restaurants. So some of these we share with America. I chose the UK one because there's a lot in America that we don't have over here, unfortunately. But, yeah, here it is. Some of these our American audience will hopefully recognize. I don't know how many our European audience is going to recognize. I've noticed Taco Bell is not on here. I guess this was made when Taco Bell wasn't really prevalent. Because Taco Bell is, like, spreading here in the UK. But it's like, Taco Bell is kind of seen as, like, a higher-end fast food place at the moment. Just because it's like a premium, right? Well, it's not a premium. It's like middle-class fast food. Like, because it came from America, people are like, oh, Taco Bell's American. We don't usually get that over here. That means it's probably good, right? But yeah, we're rating them from cheeky to uncheeky, so like the cheekiest. If you don't know what cheeky means, then you clearly haven't heard of a cheeky Nando's. I do love a cheeky Nando's every now and again. It means good. It means, oh, I want to spend a proper cheeky evening at Nando's. I'm surprised Spoons isn't on here, actually. Weatherspoon should have been on here. Oh well, it is what it is. So we got the cheekiest, proper cheeky, a bit cheeky, neither cheeky nor uncheeky, uncheeky, and then the cheek has run dry. That would be reserved for the absolute worst place. Oh no, Weatherspoon is on there. What am I on about? Okay. And then what is this? That's for all the places I have not been to, because I would not have been to all the places on here. Britain is a big place. Alright, so... I've noticed Greg's is on there twice. I guess we'll start with Greg's. I'd say Greg's is a bit cheeky. I'll put both of the Greg's there. What is Greg's? Greg's is a bakery chain. They do a bunch of baked goods from like cakes and donuts and stuff, and coffee, to sandwiches and pastries like steak bakes and sausage rolls. They're like the flagship. They're like the flagship baking franchise here in the UK. They're very good. They like. It's hard to beat a. It's hard to beat a sausage roll from a Greg's, honestly. Especially on like a nice cold morning. But because they're like so prolific, I'm also incentivized not to go there as much because I'd rather support the local like bakeries and stuff. There's a lot of local bakeries in my area. There's a lot of local bakeries in my area, and like they tend to have like all the homemade stuff rather than like the commercially produced stuff. Their chicken slices kept me going when I was going through some tests. Yeah, they do. Like, the thing about Greg's is you get consistency. Because no matter where you go, the Greg's quality tends to maintain itself between stores. So since Greg's is like everywhere, if you find a Greg's, whether it's the Greg's down the road or the Greg's like 200 miles from you, you're probably going to get the same thing. And that can be a good thing. But sometimes it's not a good thing, you know? Sometimes you want that chicken bacon like doorstep sandwich from your local bakery that you can't get anywhere else. But sometimes you can't help that. Sometimes you're a million miles away from home and you just have to settle for the alternative at Greg's. But at least you know that it has a modicum of quality that they strive for, no matter which chain it is. Franco Manca, I've never been to this place. It has disappeared. Like, I see it's a transparent. It says sourdough pizza. I've never been to this pizza place, so unfortunately I cannot rank that. Krispy Kreme? That's proper cheeky. I mean, do you have Krispy Kreme in the States? You gotta have Krispy Kreme, right? Krispy Kreme is like the donut place. Actually, maybe you don't. I know you have Dunkin' Donuts in America. I don't know about Krispy Kreme though. But Krispy Kreme is fucking great. Like, it's the peak of donuts in my opinion. You will rarely find better donuts than Krispy Kreme. Even the local bakeries have trouble competing with, like, Krispy Kreme donuts. They're just so good. They're dreadfully bad for you, but they're so good. Wimpy. So Wimpy... I thought Wimpy was an Australian, like, burger brand. Hard to tell, though. Wimpy's. I've only had Wimpy's a few times. I'm gonna say it's neither cheeky nor uncheeky. I mean, the thing about Wimpy's is that it's good. Like, it's a fast food place. It's good, but here in the UK, it's more expensive than the bigger chains like McDonald's and Burger King. It's more expensive. And what do you get for that extra expense? You're not really getting a lot more, honestly. I mean, their, like, spiral sausages are pretty cool, I guess. But they're definitely, like, an upper middle class fast food place, if that is even a thing. I can't tell what this one is. Millie's Cookies. Oh, I've heard of Millie's Cookies. I'm gonna put them here. I've been to it, like, once. And I don't really remember the cookie being anything to write home about, so that's that. Mackey's! Oh, the big M! Mackey's. Where am I gonna put McDonald's? This is the one everyone knows. It's probably the biggest one on this list. Everyone knows McDonald's. Even you in Finland, Fairy. You should have a McDonald's over there. Of course, McDonald's are different depending on where you're on the world. They're all incredibly different. Some have special regional variants of the foods, and some just have different menus entirely. I'm going to put McDonald's in proper cheeky. Close to the top. Now, let me regale to you some interesting facts about British McDonald's. British McDonald's is, well, first of all, we have a much smaller menu compared to America. That's the main, like, comparison I'm going to be making, because obviously America has, like, probably the biggest menu for McDonald's in the world. We have a much reduced menu. We only get, like, one special type of, like, burger rotating each season. Like, I think it's seasonal. Like, when a season is over, like, when a few months go by, they'll rotate in, like, one other special sandwich, but that's it. Yeah, like, we don't get as many, like, specials or promotions as the US does. What we do get, this is probably beneficial for all the health freaks out there, we do get vegan options and, like, low-calorie options all across the menus. That's very prolific. And, because obviously, I don't know if some people don't know this or not, but we have a sugar tax in the UK. There is a tax, well, at least we have a sugar tax on, drinks. But I think full sugar, like, full fat, full sugar things cost more than no sugar alternatives, because we have a tax on it. It's like a drive to reduce obesity and stuff, that kind of thing, like, nationwide. But it applies to the fast food places as well. So, like, normal Coke, for instance, like, full-fat Coke costs an extra few pence compared to, like, Coke Zero, for instance, at McDonald's. But yeah, like, aside from that, you also get, like, you have vegetarian burgers, like, that have, like, vegan patties in them. You have, like, salads and stuff. I don't know if you get salads in American McDonald's. I don't mean to sound culturally appropriating with that. I'm just saying. You get salad in UK Mackies. And, yeah. But generally, the food is still good. It's downsized compared to America, from what I've seen. Like, I've seen a comparison video. It's crazy. A large drink in the UK is roughly equivalent to a small drink in the US. It's mind-boggling. Why you drink so large? You Yanks? Why you got big, heavy, man-sized drinks? Are you compensating for something? How can you drink that much fluid? I mean, oftentimes a large drink, I find myself, like, running out a bit too much, so I often get a large drink meal. But, you know, it could be a little bit bigger, but not that much bigger. Wait, what kind of tier list is this? This is UK fast food restaurants. So these are all fast food restaurants that exist in the UK. So it makes sense that you only know a third of them. And I was just saying the differences between the UK McDonald's and the US McDonald's, in that we basically have everything downsized. We have a reduced menu, we have smaller portions, smaller cup sizes, but we do have, like, vegan options as well. Like, we have vegan, no sugar, low fat options all across the board. Because that's just a big thing throughout a lot of our food places. McDonald's is fire in every country except the US. Which is funny, because I swear in the US, you have, like, the biggest menu and the most, like, promotional items and stuff. And you have the biggest portion sizes. So when I hear that most people from America say, oh, McDonald's sucks here compared to everywhere else, I'm just like, I guess you really are compensating for something if it sucks. I had McDonald's in Japan, actually. I mean, most of you know I was in Japan like a few weeks ago, and I had one meal at McDonald's. So I was like, I want to try some Japanese McDonald's, and I went alone. I was going with a friend, but my friend was, like, resting in the traditional inn we stayed in. So I went to the McDonald's by myself because I was like, you know what, I'll have a cheeky burger or something. And they had this thing called the Samurai Mac. I was just like, okay, I gotta have that. The Samurai Mac. It was like a Big Mac, but instead of the Big Mac sauce, you had this soy sauce blend. Yeah, it was like soy sauce on a burger. Well, soy sauce on a Big Mac. It was very interesting taste. I liked it. And I don't know if I prefer it to the normal Big Mac, but it was definitely interesting. It was very good. It was a soy... So, they had 2 Samurai Macs. It was a Big Mac with soy sauce, and the other one was with teriyaki. Big Mac sword instead of sauce. Yeah, you get a free sword... You get a free katana with every Samurai Mac you order. Or you get it delivered on... You get it delivered on a wakizashi. Like, they bring it to your table, balancing it on the end of a wakizashi, and then the fucking samurai cuts it for you. Big Mac sauce. But yeah, that was... They also had, like, teriyaki chicken burgers and stuff like that out there as well, so... But aside from that, they had all the conventional things, too. Very nice. But yeah, Mackey's pretty high up. Would I put it higher than Krispy Kreme? Yeah, sure. Because Krispy Kreme is like the pinnacle of donuts here, but I don't eat donuts that often. They're very rich and heavy. Now, as I've grown older, I just can't deal with it. Morbies, is that it? I've never been. Whatever it is, I've never been, I don't think. Morley's, I think. I don't know. Maybe one of the other Brits in chat has been there. I have not. Dunkin' Donuts, uncheeky. My experience with Dunkin' Donuts was not good. Their coffee was bland and their donuts were dry. That's all I can say about Dunkin' Donuts. There's not a lot of them here, and I think it's for good reason. I don't know how Dunkin' are in the States, because I know you have Dunkin' Donuts in the States, but they're not good here. Trust me, they're not good here. Pret-a-manger. Ah yes, the French incursion of the food industry. Pret-a-manger is a premium sandwich joint. Premium by fast food standards. I would say they are a bougier version of Greg's. They are a bakery, mostly. I mean, they deal with sandwiches, but they do like baked stuff too. The coffee's not great at Pret-a-Manger, but they do have some nice foods. Definitely like, they have like more gourmet types of food, but also like healthier foods as well. I'm gonna say a bit cheeky. There's some foods at Pret-a-Manger that I do like. I actually first had Pret-a-Manger in Montreal. And I don't remember it being bad. I remember it being like, I wish we had these in the UK. And we did have them in the UK. And I was like, wow! My world was turned upside down. But ever since, I've just been like kind of falling off of them. We have a Pret-a-Manger locally. I don't go to it often, but sometimes I get the itch, you know? They have like a nice meatball melt. And I'm just like, yeah, I could go for a Pret meatball melt right now. That sounds good. So the occasional urge comes up. Wagamamas! Wagamamas is good. I'm putting it in the cheekiest. Wagamamas is so... It comes up twice! Wagamamas is good. If you don't know what Wagamama is kind of like an Asian fusion, like, restaurant chain. It's not quite fast food. I'd say it's not really fast food. It's like, it's like trendy fusion street food, kind of, that you serve in a restaurant. I say Asian fusion, like, it's predominantly Japanese, because they serve, like, katsu curry, they serve ramen, they serve gyoza, all that good stuff. But they also do, like, serve, like, other, like, examples of Asian cuisine as well. So it's, like, Japanese focused, but, like, I'd say it's Japanese fusion, let's just say. It's very good, though. I love it. I wish we had one in our hometown over here. But alas, not yet. But Wagamamas, they serve duck gyoza, and I'm very, like, 50-50 on duck a lot of the time. But the duck gyoza they make with, like, the hoisin plum sauce, oh, it's so good. I could eat, like, 100 of those and then die a happy Malware. I'm making myself hungry, and I just ate before this stream. What is the world coming to? Also, the katsu curry is very unique. Like, Wagamama katsu recipe is, like, unlike any other katsu curry I've ever had. It's very much different to traditional Japanese curry, but that's good in its own way that it has its own identity. So, like, the katsu curry is very good there, too. And that's not to say the ramen's kind of... The ramen's okay at Wagamama's. I don't go there for the ramen, though. I've had better ramen elsewhere. I mean, I've had some fucking great ramen. When I do that photo dump in Discord or on stream or whatever, when I make the photo collage, I'll show you some of the ramen I sampled out in Tokyo. I should find the really old picture, actually. I didn't go this time, but when I went to Kyoto a few years ago, I found this random, like, side street, like, ramen bar that did, like, there's a black sauce, like, this black broth ramen that was absolutely divine. That was the best ramen I ever had. And I can't remember the place in Kyoto for the life of me because it was so small and out of the way. Really good, though. I think the black gravy, the black broth ramen was like a local specialty or something. I think that's what they told me, so... Yeah, when you're around Japan, look for all the little eateries. Those are like the best places. Chicken Cottage is uncheeky. Why would you go to Why would you go to this chicken chain when KFC exists? It's just like, no, just don't. Burger King. Okay, this is going to maybe incite reactions from some people. Burger King goes here, above McDonald's. Dun dun dun! What? I've heard Burger King is quite bad in the US. I've heard from multiple sources that Burger King is atrocious out there. Here, Burger King's pretty good. Burger King's pretty good here. In my opinion, I mean, it really depends on the place you go to because, like, different establishments have different, like, standards here. But the Burger Kings I've been to here are generally better than the McDonald's I've seen. Bacon Double Cheeseburger XL is my go-to. BK was above MC for me because in Brazil it was better, but now the prices are so fucked up. Ah, that sucks to hear. Inflation's a bitch. It's quite bad at a certain place in Finland. Is that Helsinki by chance? That's like the only place in Finland I know, I'm sorry. I do want to go to Helsinki, though. Not just Helsinki, I want to explore Finland at some point, because, like, it just seems like, it seems like a cool country to explore. And I definitely want to try the local cuisine there, but that's neither here nor there right now. Yeah, like, Burger King, I mean, the Whopper is my go-to, any day. And yeah, like, the burgers just taste better than the ones you get at McDonald's most of the time. And that's enough to elevate it for me. It's not quite Wagamama level. Like, I'm always down to go to Wagamama. Burger King, most of the time I'd like to go to it, but, like, you know, fast food burgers are quite heavy, so... Actually, in Espoo, it's quite near Helsinki. Ah, I see. Espoo. That's a funny name. Chipotle. This might shock some of you. I've not seen a Chipotle here. I know what Chipotle is. I have not seen one during my time here, so I've not had the chance to go to one. Yet. I will absolutely attend one if I find one. But as of now, I am Chipotle-less in my life. There's 2 Subways for some reason. Subway! It's gotta go up here. Subway's just good. Like, the thing about Subway is that you can always have something different. I mean, you're always having a sandwich, but, like, you don't always have to have a sandwich, actually. They do nachos and, like, wraps and stuff as well. The thing about Subway is it's so customizable. I could eat at Subway several times and have something different each time, and it'll feel like a fresh experience. That's why I like Subway so much. And in different countries, it's good, too. When I went to Australia, I went to Subway and I noticed all the other ingredients they have compared to here. I was like, what? That's so cool! Like, they had imitation crab, which was very cool for a Subway. They had avocado, which isn't always a thing at these places. They had garlic butter and stuff. It was amazing. I have so much beef with this choice. Are you alright? Are you alright, Fairy? What did Subway do to you? Are you okay? Apparently Fairy is, like, very opposed to this choice for Subway. Do you feel that Subway does not deserve the spot in the highest tier? Because personally, I think it does. I've had great experiences with it. I ran out of drink. When I went to London. Oh, you've been to London? That's cool. They, by choice, put ketchup so that it was soaked by the bun. I mean, that's what you're meant to do, isn't it? I mean, if they put ketchup when you didn't want ketchup on it, okay, yeah, that's kind of a dick move. They're not meant to do that. Who's hate... Tomato, it's only Fairy hating on Subway. Subway is, like, high up for me. I love Subway. The cookies are good. They do, like, a deal for cookies. Like, you can get 12 for, like, low price. It's kind of crazy. Like, who the hell goes into Subway and buys 12 cookies? It's like, would you like a sandwich, sir? No, I'd like the 12 cookie deal, please. Give me 12 white chocolate and macadamia cookies to go. I will eat them on the way home. I will eat like a king tonight. Then, a few years later, they took over our Mac, and it was like, only a few months ago that it came back. I see. So Subway tried a hostile takeover, and then they regressed, I guess. Well, I'm sorry to hear you've had bad experiences with them. I guess not everyone sees eye to eye with these kind of places, you know? Chocolate chip cookies are made with crack, I swear. I don't think they put cocaine in their cookies, Tomato. I'm sorry to tell you. I don't think they do that. I'll let you know if I find anything out, though. I've heard stranger things. Let's just say that much. Five Guys. I don't know why some of these are listed twice. We got Five Guys. I'd say Five Guys is at the top of a bit cheeky. Now, hear me out. The thing about Five Guys is it's great food. Like, Five Guys is fucking, like, high-end burgers. They're really good burgers, really good chips. You could put bacon in the milkshake for some reason. That's a very American thing to do, and I very much appreciate it. I hated it when I tried it. Well, I didn't hate it. I was kind of indifferent to it when I tried it. But I was like, at least there was an option. That was kind of cool. They're just so damn expensive. Like, oh, damn, dude. The amount of food you pay at Five Guys, I could go out and get a bougie, like, Chinese meal instead. Let me go to Gordon Ramsay's burger place instead. I got one of those locally. That's on, like, the same price margin as Five Guys. Five Guys are charging the same as Gordon fucking Ramsay. What kind of world do we live in? But yeah, like, they're good. They're just a bit overpriced to be, like, a regular, like, eatery, you know? Basically, you try Five Guys. It's good, but you have a hard time justifying the price you paid for it. Yeah, it's the same across the world. Frankie and Benny's. This is an Italian place. I'm gonna say neither cheeky nor uncheeky. I'm gonna put it at the top of this tier. Frankie and Benny's is okay. It's like, it's New York Italian style. I'm sure people are probably familiar with that kind of like style of food. Like, they do, like, it's Italian food, but it's, like, in the New York style, which I'm sure, maybe some people here live in New York or something, but it's alright. I'd rather just go to a full-on Italian place, but sometimes a Frankie and Benny's is nice to go with friends. I'm surprised TGI isn't on here. Where the fuck is TGI Fridays? TGI Fridays is good. That was like the usual get-together for me and my friends. Like, when we want to celebrate a special occasion, we go to TGI Fridays. That was the go-to. KFC. KFC is very high up. I'm gonna put it, like, just under Burger King. Proper cheeky. Like, I used to be kind of indifferent to KFC, and then I had a good KFC, and it was good. The one we have locally is very good. Like, the chicken is never, like, too dry. And, like, it's, like, always fried to perfection. Can't complain about it. It's just overall good stuff. I mean, if you're not feeling chicken, then KFC's kind of out of the question. But if you like your southern fried chicken. They put a neck bone on my wings. Well, it sounds like quality control sucks in Finland, but I guess you just get places like that throughout the world where quality control is just not good. Because, I mean, there's definitely been times before, like, I had KFC in Hungary, and that was awful. Not only was there bones in my boneless fillets, they also fucked my stomach up. I don't know what spice they put into Hungarian KFC, but, well, first of all, it was spicy as hell. KFC is not meant to be so spicy that you're, like, panting and struggling for a drink. It has a little bit of a kick, yeah, but, I mean, that's just KFC. But the KFC in Hungary was, like, burning my mouth. I was like, oh my god, what are these things? Like, did they put, like, Carolina Reapers into the batter or something? And yeah, that fucked up my body afterwards as well, so that actually put me off KFC for a while, until I realized that KFC is not like KFC in other places when it's Hungarian. So if you're ever in Hungary for whatever reason, don't have the KFC, unless you really like your spicy food. It will fuck you up. Leon! This is really good. Leon is going in top tier. I don't know if this is a thing elsewhere. Leon is a healthier fast food place. Like, the whole thing is that they make, like, fresh, organic, healthier fast food. And it's really damn good. They have this rice box with satay chicken on top that is, oh, it's so good. I haven't been to many Leons, but the first time I went to one, it was, like, genre-defining for me. I was just like, this is what the future of healthy fast food looks like. I'm all in. Like, give me more of this. This is so good. They do, like, treat, like, cakes and stuff made with, like, vegetables. Like, have you ever heard, like, they bake brownies and stuff with beetroot in it? Beetroot is, like, commonly used in baking nowadays for, like, vegan alternatives to stuff. They have like a beetroot brownie at Leon, and it's really good. Like, you can taste a little bit of the beetroot because you can taste, like, an earthy tone in the brownie. But that adds to it. Because at the end of the day, cocoa is, like, is a natural flavoring. So you combine that with, like, the natural flavor of earth that you get from the beetroot filling, and it just works. It's very nice. It's definitely different than, like, your run-of-the-mill, like, brownie that you bake normally in the oven and stuff. A protest about one of the meat options. What are they protesting? Wait, was that at the KFC? What are they protesting about meat options at a KFC? You don't get meat options at a... It's chicken! They serve chicken at KFC! There's no options for meat! What are they on about? It's Kentucky Fried Chicken, not Kentucky Fried Meat. It's not Kentucky Fried Chicken with options. The halal option. What makes a chicken halal? I'm confused. Like, I thought chicken was halal. Actually, don't quote me on that. I don't know what makes something halal. Is it like the diet, or is it like, I don't know. Sounds very stupid though, whatever it is. I thought it just had to be anything but pork. Are they porking these chickens? That's a poor choice of phrasing, I will admit. It's a very poor choice of phrasing, but you get what I mean, right? Ritually harvested. It sounds like a cult operation. I don't want it to have suffered in the process. Is that what it is? Oh, it literally is ritual harvesting. Ritual harvesting sounds like a cult is going out, like, gathering fresh meat for the ceremonies. We must conduct the ritual harvest to appease our gods. Maybe that's what's going on at KFC, I don't know. Exsanguination. Yeah, that'd be it. Yeah, that's... Sadly, exsanguination tends to be how the majority of places around the world process their meat. It's very common in, like, third world countries for them to do that. Especially when they're eating, like, their meals and stuff, because they don't want the... They want to get the blood out the body so it doesn't change the flavor of the meat. Well, yeah, it is what it is. Nando's. Is Nando's truly cheeky? I'd say it's a bit cheeky. Very 50-50 on Nando's. Because a lot of Nando's are they just suck because they're quite expensive. And the chicken isn't all that great, but sometimes it's alright. If you want chicken, that is. I mean, KFC wins in the chicken department by far. So Nando's is kind of struggling in that regard, but it is what it is. Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut. I gotta put this up here in the Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut is really good here. I really like Pizza Hut. Like, when it comes to takeout fast food pizzas, Pizza Hut is like the best one for me. Just because I like their dough the most. When I'm eating a pizza, the dough is very important for me. Toppings and stuff, I think the two most important things for a pizza that make it distinguishable from other pizzas are the dough and the sauce. And while Pizza Hut sauce is nothing really to write home about, the dough Ow. The dough is really good. Like a deep pan pizza from Pizza Hut, you can't beat it. It's really good. I love, like, a deep pan, like, margarita. Yeah, I'm a basic bitch. I like eating cheese and tomato pizza. I like eating margarita pizzas. Like, sue me. Like, here's an even more hot take. Margarita pizzas are the best type of leftover pizza. Alright? Cheese and tomato is the best type of leftover. Everything else is inferior. Because the thing is, right? The thing is, when you have a pepperoni pizza, when you have a meat feast pizza, when you have a chicken barbecue pizza, the meat doesn't hold up as well as it does when it's out of the oven. Meat only degrades when it's been left out for like a day, for like a night. Obviously, you have stuff like drying your meats and resting your meats, but that's not it. That's not what this is about. You've already cooked it. It's already been at its peak. Now it's going down. So leftover meat on pizzas is always going to be bad. And don't get me started on, like, veggies and stuff. Like, leftover mushrooms are sad on pizza. Leftover, like, greens and, like, peppers. Peppers are alright. Peppers are, like, whatever. I don't eat olives. And pineapple, don't get me started on pineapple. We're not doing this right now, alright? Fuck pineapple. But, seriously, most, like, 99% of toppings degrade after the initial, like, cook, you know? Owner of a forest. Forest! Yo! Hello! Good to see you. Welcome, welcome. I lost a follower. Wow. That's a record. I started this stream with 164, now I'm 163. That's kind of awkward for the counter. Who dares unfollow me? Are you not entertained? It's like the moment I put the goal up and I start getting unfollows. To be honest, that's pretty on brand for a malware. But yeah, ignoring that, yeah, like... Pete, I sure hope it wasn't you who unfollowed Fairy. All that talk about me going bad made someone... I don't know! I just noticed it now. Maybe they unfollowed like a while ago. Who knows? Hi, Mimicutie. It's good to see you again as well. Also, I'm very sorry. I didn't find... I mean, I did find Mimicues in Japan. But I ran out of money. So, I couldn't get one for you. Yeah, I was making a care package of stuff that I was going to send to some of my fans of stuff from Japan. But halfway through making it, I ran out of money. Because I'm a very irresponsible spender. But I will say, I saw a giant Mimikyu plushie. Like, this thing was like 3 feet tall. It was huge. It was also like 8,000 yen. But like, it was a huge Mimikyu. I think that's like a life-size one? How big is Mimikyu? Like, it might be bigger than life-size. Hold on, I'm going to check how big Mimikyu is. Oh, Mimikyu is fucking tiny. That Mimikyu was ginormous then by Mimikyu standards. That's amazing. Mimikyu is 8 inches. Yeah, this thing was like 3 feet tall. There's a super size. It's an alpha Mimikyu. But yeah, yeah, did I tell you guys I ran out of money? That's pretty awkward. Anyway, what were we talking about? Pizza, yeah. I rest my argument. I rest my case. Leftover toppings are almost always worse than just having a cheese and tomato pizza as a leftover. And Pizza Hut is pretty good. I will say, one thing I've noticed, Papa John's is not on here. I don't know why. I think Papa John's is considered, like, the 3rd big pizza chain here in the UK, but... I'm starting to think this wasn't made by someone in the UK. I don't know, maybe they were in a different part of the UK, who knows. Domino's. I mean, we just had a pizza discussion. Domino's firmly goes high up in here. I mean, Domino's isn't bad. Like, I like Domino's. I have Pizza Hut more, but I do like Domino's every now and again. The double decadence base is very good. I really like the double decadence. If you don't know what the double decadence is, it's like 2 thin, crispy bases, and they have like this layer of like cream cheese between them. So you got like a pizza-based sandwich with cheese in the middle. It's very good. I very much like it. It's a killer combination with the Meteor topping for Domino's. Shakeaway. This is our milkshake place. I think they only do milkshakes, but they're like highly customizable milkshakes. I've been to this like once. I'd say it's pretty high up. I say once. I've been there a couple times. The milkshakes are good. I'm just not always in the mood for a milkshake, but when I am in the mood for a milk, I'm going to put them below Greg's, actually. Just because the mood for a milkshake does not make itself apparent too much for me. But when I do want a milkshake, it'll probably be from Shakeaway. Not that I have one near me. Tortilla, I've never been to Tortilla. I've had tortillas before, but I've never been to this one. Spoons goes up here. Weatherspoons is like the lifeblood of the working class of Britain. Weatherspoons is the food place you would find at most pubs in Britain. It's so good. They let you order through an app, and the food is cheap, the food is filling, the food is tasty. What more could you want? it's just, you can't go wrong with spoons. Like, there's nothing like coming home from work on a Friday evening and just like going to your mates. Hey, anyone for a round of spoons? Alright? And we assemble the lads and march upon the local spoons and drink them dry. We don't do that. We're not heavy drinkers. We drink like 2 drinks and then we're gone. We usually go over there for the food. Sounds wholesome. This is a bit wholesome. Why not? But yeah, generally, if someone comes to visit me from afar, one of the places you are guaranteed to be taken to by me is a Spoons. I will take you to a Spoons if you visit me. That's undeniable. And finally, we have Yo Sushi. I'm gonna put uncheeky. You know what? I'm gonna put Dunkin' Donuts in the Chica's Run Dry because we need something in there. But Yo Sushi is uncheeky. The thing about Yo Sushi is that it's kind of cheap sushi. But the thing about sushi is, if you're gonna have sushi, you might as well splurge a little. It's meant to be kind of like an upper middle class kind of food, right? It's a fancier, it doesn't fit into fast food. If you make fast food sushi, I just get a little sussy, you know? I get a little sussy about the susashi. Susashi. Yeah, that. Yeah, that's my tier list for UK fast food places. This probably only makes sense to the UK people in the chat, but yeah, there it is. Spooning the homies ain't gay. Hey, no it ain't. Nothing wrong with spooning the homies. I'm just in a spoon train with the lads at Spoons. Alright. Our next tier list. Oh, right, okay, yeah. This one was recommended by another friend of mine. Could you... So, get ready, guys. You're about to see... Can I beat these animals in a fight? Can MX beat these animals in a fight? So, we got several tiers here. We have the M-Extinction event. I will extinctinate the entire species. Winner, winner, insert animal dinner. I win quite handily. But I can win no problem. Pyrrhic victory. So, I beat the animal, but it leaves me with quite a few wounds. Like, I do not come out of this in one piece. Like, I'm going to take a beating, but I will come out victorious in the end. TKO, total knockout. It's a draw. We both just kill each other. There's no other ways about it. It's like even ground, even Stevens. You know how it goes. I go down like Tyson on the 4th. I don't know if that's actually a thing. I just thought of like a boxing thing. But like I put up a valiant effort. I get a few punches in. I make that animal regret ever living. But in the end, I just can't push through. I expire before my target does. Dying in the most cringe way. There's no two ways about it. The animal just beats me. I didn't have much of a chance in the first place. Maybe I put up a little bit of a fight, but I just get trounced. And goodbye. Goodbye is reserved for the ones I just like... There was never a hope. I was dead from the moment I entered that match, that fight. So, to make this more understandable, alright? Are there any pity spots? No, no pity spots. This is a battle to the death. I'm fighting these animals, and I'm gonna fight them dead. There is no pity on the battlefield, Fairy. None. So, to lay some ground rules for this so we're not thinking of exceptions within exceptions, all these fights are presumed to take inside an arena that has... It's just a flat ground arena with no perches or anything to climb on or like land on or anything like that. If it's if they're aquatic animals, then it's underwater. It's just a circular, featureless arena. It's just me and the animal. and you know the area around us that's big enough to accompany the animal. It's a true contest of strength. So let's get stuck in with I guess the bestial battle royale, the bestial royale. There you go. Right. So I was just wiping my nose. Okay. So we'll start from the top. This is a alpaca. If these are all in alphabetical order, this is an alpaca. Can I fight an alpaca? How big are alpacas again? I remember they're pretty big, aren't they? But what can an alpaca do to me? Like, what do alpacas do? They spit on you. I remember that much. Are they gonna like spit on me and I'm gonna like die of a infection or something? Go for the long ass neck. Yeah, that long ass neck is a weak spot. They can step on you. Very true. Imagine a fluffier llama. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. The fluff might actually hinder them here because that's more surface area for me to grab. It would hurt very much if it kicked me, but that's if I let it kick me, you know? That neck is very grabbable. Like, I could easily grapple that neck and take control of the animal. You think I could wrestle an alpaca down to the ground? I might be able to. I'm a pretty tall boy. I could, like, swing my body mass around until that thing crumbles. I don't remember alpacas being that big. So we take into account the kicking around and stuff. And I guess I can try to break the alpaca's neck. Like, it's a nice long neck, so you can get some leverage on it. Like, you can, like, grapple around it. And because there's so much area to cover on it, you could easily get, like, a good lever in and, like, crank that thing to unnatural angles. I think I have a pretty good chance at an alpaca. Would you be able to handle its slimy spit, though? I will be disgusted. I will be mortified. But ultimately, that's emotional damage. That might stun me a couple times, but I'll get used to it. Like, it's one of those debuffs that gets worse the more you use it. I adapt. I adapt to being spat on. The more you spit on me, the more resistant to spit I become, until eventually I'm just like, yeah, come on, spit on me. Just lather me up in that good old saliva. It don't affect me anymore. I'm immune. I'm gonna say... sus. It's only sus if you think too deeply about it. I'm gonna say I'm a winner. I can win against an alpaca, I think. And this is under the presumption that all these animals are going to be aggressive from the get-go. Like, they know they're in here for a fight. So fight they will. But I think I could get the better of the alpaca. I think I can wrestle it down and break its neck. I'm going to presume this is an anaconda because of the alphabetical order. Is there an actual snake in here, though? There's no snake, so... oh, there's a cobra. Okay. So let's say this is an anaconda. Alright. Anaconda. Anaconda. Anaconda's a tough one. Oh, thank you for the vote of confidence, Fairy. You're dead. Just no questions asked. Yeah, anacondas are huge. They're, like, very heavy. They're very hard to grapple. Like, I would not be able to grapple this thing. Anacondas aren't venomous, but they are constrictors. They're not venomous. It doesn't mean they don't bite. Anacondas' bites are very, like, powerful. Because, I mean, they need to, like, grip down with those mighty fangs and, like, constrict something. They use the bite as, like, an anchor when they wrap around something. And because of the size of the prey they hunt, Like, they need a strong bite force, so if the anaconda bit me, I think I'd be done. Like, that thing would not let go. I would struggle. Like, the anaconda would be heavier than me. It would probably get me to the ground and just wrap around me and kill me. So, I mean, as much as I'm a bit peeved at Fairy's lack of support for me, they are correct. I would probably die against an anaconda. Can I do damage to the anaconda before it constricts me? Well, if it's going for the old bite and... If it's going for the old bite and bind, I might be able to get a few sucker punches in on its head. But ultimately, I don't think I can hurt the anaconda that much, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna die in the most cringe way against an anaconda. That's a tough fight. I don't think I'll do enough damage to it to warrant it being like, you know, I put up a good fight, because I most assuredly did not put up a good fight against that thing. I got like a punch in, gave it a black eye, and then it swallowed me whole. Lovely. Bat. I can take a bat. Wait, is that a bat or a flying fox? That looks like a flying fox. So, I mean, flying foxes are bats, I think, but they're huge. Like, I saw them in Australia because they live in Sydney. In Sydney, during the day, you'd see these giant bats, like, hanging on the underside of, like, beams across buildings. They're, like, 3 to 4 feet tall. They're massive. So if one of those came flying and crashing into me, that would take the wind out of me for sure. But aside from that, what does a bat have? So we're gonna presume this is like a flying fox bat, like the biggest bat. Yeah, they're herbivores. They can bite me, but aside from flying and tackling me, they got nothing else. So I think I take the W on this one. I wait for it. I wait for it to fly towards me, and then I catch it. And once I've caught it, there's no going around for it. I guess technically, if you really want to be technical about it, they have the advantage of carrying rabies a lot. But we're not factoring that into this. All entrants into the fights must be medically cleared before combat. That means no infectious, like, killer diseases from any of these creatures, unless it is something naturally occurring in them. I mean, it's mostly naturally occurring, but I mean, as a natural part of its lifestyle. Yeah, most of the time, I think a bat, I'll just take it out. You'll get bit, but I probably wouldn't have a fear of water for a few days. Is that also with, like, an aversion to sunlight? Wait, I already have that. I haven't been bitten by a bat. Does that mean a Komodo is nerfed? No! Komodo does not get nerfed. I said not part of its natural life cycle. Komodo dragons, the bacteria they carry in their saliva is perfectly normal. So, bats don't, like, carry rabies naturally. Bats, like, contract rabies. But Komodo dragons always have that bacteria inside of their saliva. That's how they incapacitate their prey. It's like a venom. So that does apply to the Komodo dragon. But it doesn't apply to, like, say a penguin with, like, bird flu or something. I don't know if penguins can get bird flu. Or a chicken, but, you know. Beaver! I would fucking kick Beaver's ass. I would just kick it like a football. I'm not gonna lie. What's the beaver gonna do? Is it gonna, like, chew my shoes off or something? Also, that tail. Like, I bet I could just, like, step on that beaver tail and it's just incapacitated. It can't do anything. It's a useless pile of fluff and meat when I, like, grab it by the tail. Beaver looking at your legs. Log? Please no. Now, if it was an alpha beaver, for the RimWorld players in chat, if it was an alpha beaver, maybe I'd be a bit more careful. Beavers can chew through wood. I wouldn't want to get bit. Yeah, but this is the thing, like, beavers, I don't acknowledge beavers as being agile, right? Because they're amphibious. Because they spec into being amphibious, they don't have as much agility as, like, other critters that are purely land goers, you know? So I could easily get around behind it before it bites me and trap it by the tail. And then from that, I just wail on it. Like, I just, like, fucking kick the shit out of this thing and kill it. Man, Peter's gonna hate us for this stream, right? Gonna get, like, anti-animal abuse protesters raiding or something. That'd be pretty cool, to be honest. No. So, if they're purely underwater, then the fight takes place underwater. But if they're amphibious, it's gonna take place on land, because... Oh, no, okay. Ruling is whichever they spend more time in. I think beavers spend an equal time on land and in water, so I'm gonna say they're land creatures. So yeah, the beaver only has, like, on land. But the dolphin will be underwater. This is a bison. I'm going to die. There's really no talking about it, is there? I am going to die against that thing. I am unalive. There's zero chance I'm gonna do anything to a bison of all things. A bear. Oh, there's a black bear and a grizzly bear. I think either way I'm dead. A bear is a bear. Like, a bear, one swipe of a bear's paw will break every bone, like, every virtual bone in my body. Like, every 3D printed tendon in my body will break from one swipe of that thing. And bears are, like, fast, too. I think both bears, I'm goodbye. Like, there ain't no chance. I am becoming bear food. Camel. Camels, eh? What can a camel do? A camel is kind of like just a really derpy horse, alright? It's a really derpy, really hardy horse that's built for arid climates. Camels are mean. Luca with the sudden, like, interjection. Camels are mean! I'm pretty sure they have actually killed many people. Okay, I might be slightly scared of camels. They look like they can. I mean, they're big creatures. I've seen them sprinting as well. They can sprint, like, they can gallop. They don't just lumber around. Like, they gallop. They can run you over. I just hit the back of my foot against my chair and it really hurt. Okay. I'm headcanning them sounding like Chewbacca. Well, like a little bit of the... like that. I don't think camels sound like that. I think they sound... I don't know what a camel sound is like. It's probably not Chewbacca though that would be quite funny. I'm gonna put this in dying in the most cringe way. I think maybe I could get a punch or two in on the camel before it absolutely runs me over. Popping in now, middle of a D&D session. Hey, if you're keeping me on in the background during your D&D, I very much appreciate it. Hope your D&D is going well. Yeah, I'm fighting a camel. I'll probably die. Cat. Here we go. We got the feline, the cat. I'm not gonna lie. I'm sorry. This is an M extinction event. There ain't no way I'm gonna, like, lose to a cat. Let's be honest. Like, they can scratch me up, but those are, like, very superficial injuries at the end of the day. And, like, I know people have been, like, grievously wounded by cats before. Like, pet cats. But that's because, like, they're not expecting it. Like, they mistreat the cat in some way by accident, and then the cat retaliates. And that's how you get those grievous injuries. But if you're I mean, if that's... Yeah, but I mean... It's not a big cat. Like, I'm thinking of, like, a domestic cat. We've got other big cats in the list, but this is not, like, a lynx or anything. It's not a wild cat. It's like, this is just a domestic cat. A Maine Coon is, like, 20... Okay, you have a point there, but still... But still, like... A cat, like... It is probably gonna scratch and bite me a bit, but ultimately, all I need to do is grab the cat and, like, squash it. I'm gonna squish that cat, but I'm gonna go against the vet's advice and squish it even more. Also, like, if you grab a cat by the scruff of the neck, what's it gonna do? Like, it's gonna become, like... Meh. It's gonna become, like, mobilized with his legs spread out. I'm gonna squish the cat. This is gonna be a squash match. I will deck the cat out of existence. You ever punched a cat? I fucking hope not. But if I had to, if it was a fight to the death, I would kick that cat in the face and just fucking squash them. I sound so evil right now. But it's a necessity. Yeah, cat, I just win. No questions asked. I'm gonna say the same for the chicken. The chicken, or the cockerel, or whatever you want to call it, there are no chance. Like, I eat you guys almost every day. If you think I'm not prepared to kill you with my bare hands, you're sorely mistaken, my clucky little friend. This is a treasure trove of out-of-context soundbites. I'm gonna grab Martha the hen and turn her into chicken nuggets right before your very eyes. I don't know how I'm gonna do that. But... Yeah, I don't mean to put a graphic image in your minds, but I'm pretty sure if I grabbed a chicken by the neck and by the legs, I could probably rip it in two. I could probably just... I can make 2 chickens. Puss in Boots was the new Puss in Boots was a brilliant movie. It was so good. If it was Puss in Boots, I would probably die, but it's not Puss in Boots. We do not live in an ideal world. But yeah, Puss in Boots, The Wishing Star, whatever it's called, that's a phenomenal movie. That is like masterclass of like animation and storytelling. If you have not watched it, I recommend you do. It is just a fun, grand time overall. Really good movie. It's probably one of the best movies I've seen recently. Jack Horner is such a mood. I love Jack Horner. He's such a good villain. I'm not going to go on too much about this because we've got a tier list to do, but like, Jack Horner is just a villain for the sake of being a villain. And we don't get enough of those in like modern media. We always get these sympathetic like villains with like tragic backstories and like, or even like people who aren't true villains. They're just people that have ideals that clash against the protagonists. Then we have Jack Horner from Puss in Boots. He's literally just evil. Like, he loves being evil, and he commits evil things for the sake of being evil. It's refreshing. Obviously, if you do it all the time, it's going to get old again, but we need more of that kind of villain. Like, DreamWorks, well done. Disney, take notes. Every other animation, like, franchise and stuff, take notes. But we're overusing sympathetic villains at this point, or not true villains, like anti-heroes and stuff. We need more true-blooded villains. This is the latest from your friendly neighborhood malware. Need more Kurgans. Exactly. Anyway, chimpanzee. I'm not even going to consult our resident chimp specialist Tomato about this. I'm fucking dead. The chimpanzees are probably one of the scariest things you could come up against. They will literally tear your limbs off. They will bite your face off. They will tear your limbs off. They will make sure that you are unrecognizable by the end and your body is in multiple pieces. And they will enjoy it. They will get a sense of enjoyment from doing it. That's the thing. If there were as many chimps as there were people on Earth, we would have a fucking serious problem. Yes, we would. Like, a chimpanzee has the capacity to feel pleasure from ripping you limb from limb. That's what makes it terrifying. Like, chimpanzees, they have wars with each other. They torture each other for fun. They have the capacity for evil. I would be so much more scared of a chimpanzee than a human being. Because, at least with a human being, you can kind of, like... You have some semblance of, like, familiarity with them. Because, you know, they're a fellow human. Chimpanzee, all the bets are off. Like, they're just going to kill you. You won't understand the logic behind it because there is no logic behind it. The Terminator replaced Arnold with a chimp. Nobody would have... Can you imagine, like, a Terminator chimp? That's how you get shit. If you just want to, like, completely annihilate a timeline, just send, like, an augmented chimp back in time. It's literally like a time bomb. T-800 chimp. Oh, that's so funny. Alright, what do we got next on the list? Cobra. Okay, hear me out on this one. Hear me out on this one. Cobra. This is a TKO. Like, this is... Like, Cobra is a definite TKO. Like, we're both dead. Like... Now, hear me out on this one, right? The thing about the Cobra is that as far as I know, 90% of Cobras are venomous. Like, I don't know a Cobra that doesn't have, like, deadly venom. So, when I fight this thing, there's a very good chance that the thing's gonna bite me. Because it's, like, super fast, it's super slippery. It's definitely gonna bite me. But... even if it bites me, it's gonna take time for that venom to process, right? It'll take time for the venom to get through my body and do its thing. So in that time, I could easily trounce this Cobra. It plays the long game. The long game! It plays the long game. And, yeah. I will kill the Cobra. Like, I will, like, grab this thing and, like, crush its skull, like, smack it on, like, the wall, whatever. I will probably kill the Cobra, but because it will very likely bite me while I'm killing it, I will probably die in the end as well. So, it's a TKO. It's like when you get a damage... It's like when you kill the last boss and you still have a damage over time on you, and you're just like, my health is disappearing. Oh, I'm dead. I have to fight the boss again. But in this case, you don't, because you're both dead. Woohoo! Yay! Well, I'll take it anyway. There's a... double knockout. Cow. I'm gonna die in the most cringe way, I think. It's a fucking cow. I mean, a cow is just a less buff bison. But at the same time, like, I know people like to tip cows as, like, a pastime. But that's when the cows are, like, you know, like, comatose. They're, like, not comatose, they're in, like, a torpid state, like, they're sleeping. You can, like, tip the cow and, like, shocks it because you literally, like, suddenly woke it up. But if a cow's, like, has its attention on you and has the intention of fighting you, I think you're just gonna lose because it's a big lump of muscle. You're not gonna be able to budge it over. It's going to headbutt you until you die. Moo. The last words MX heard. A horror movie about cows. Cow sneaks up on you and headbutts you until you die. Wolf. Or... oh, wait. Is that a coyote? I think that's a coyote. Yeah, that's a coyote. The wolf is down here. That's a coyote. Okay. I would say a Pyrrhic victory. The thing about coyotes is that they're wily. Get it? coyotes are tricksters. Like, they're very opportunistic. They're opportunistic hunters. They will always hunt things that are weaker than them. If it's something that is even remotely close to being as strong as them, they probably won't go for it. So, because they're so opportunity-driven, if they're put into a direct confrontation, I think I'm going to come out on top. Granted, it's still like a feral canine with like claws and like a nasty bite. So I'm probably going to get some like pretty nasty wounds in the process, but I think I can put the coyote down, no problem. Deer. Well, if it's that deer in particular, I'm probably not going to come out very nicely, am I? If it's a female deer, I'm probably going to live. I'll probably, like, win. If it's a male deer, which, I mean, there's a picture of it, so I'm going to presume it's a male deer. I'm going to say I'd go down like Tyson on the 4th. I could definitely do a number on a deer before it, like, kills me completely. Because I think I'll die of, like, blood loss or something. The antlers will, like, impale me in multiple ways. And I'm sure some people want to see me get impaled in multiple ways in some sense, but that's not what we're on about right now. The deer will probably just trounce me after I get a few blows in. So, I mean, how many people do you hear about dying to, like, deer attacks, you know? I've heard of people getting injured by deers, but not, like, killed. That's usually reserved for, like, a moose. Like, a moose would absolutely destroy you. No questions asked. But a deer? I don't hear about death by deer that much. I mean, I mostly hear about us killing deers because we run them over or hunt them. But, yeah. I think in an actual fight, a male deer would probably end up killing you. But you could probably do a number on it before you go down. Doggo! Oh, I hate this one. Why would I fight a doggo? I'm gonna say Pyrrhic Victory. Like, I'm not gonna like it. That's first of all, it's gonna emotionally scar me to kill a dog, right? If I have to like fight a dog one-on-one, I'm gonna be emotionally scarred for the rest of my life. Secondly, again, it's like the case of the coyote. They're gonna get a few bites in and stuff. Like, the bites can be very nasty, as we've probably seen with like dog attacks and stuff. But ultimately, I think I would just like body slam the dog. Like, I would like grab it into a headlock and like twist its neck off. Because like, yeah. I mean, if it's a big dog, it's definitely a lot more intimidating, but like... I mean, dogs come in such a huge variety of sizes and like builds. It's kind of hard to determine it. So if we go off the dog in the picture, then yeah, like, I would absolutely... Actually, if it's based on the dog in the picture, it would be up here. Because like... No offense. I don't think a Labrador is going to do that much to me. Maybe a nasty bite, but that's hardly like a wound that's life-threatening. They can trample cars and shit, like a lot of people don't realize how huge... No, yeah, mooses are bloody massive. Like... I mean, they are the largest creatures up in those parts where they exist, you know? Like, they're bigger than bears. I don't think bears want to fuck with a moose. Nothing wants to fuck with them. Dolphin. Well, I mean, a dolphin is gonna swim circles around me and then kill me slowly. I am useless in the water. So if a dolphin is doing that to me, then I'm going to... I'll probably drown before the dolphin kills me, but I mean... We're not taking that into account here. The dolphin will probably just, yeah, have its way with me. In more ways than one. I know dolphins are pretty fucked up creatures. So yeah, definitely dying in the most cringe way. I'm gonna try and speed up a bit, because, We're getting to like the 2.5 hour mark. I'm probably gonna close stream around 3 hours. A little sleepy, but yeah. We'll see how it goes. Eagle. I'm gonna say I win against an eagle. Like, sorry about your national symbol for America, my dudes, but I would, like, the eagle can slash me with its talons and peck at me with its beak. After that, though, like, the moment it strikes, I can just grab it and, like, break its neck. It's a bird. It's a fly. Most flying birds I'm gonna be able to, like, dispatch no problem. You know? That's a moray. It's a moray eel. I think I just win. Like, it'll be kind of tricky because the moray eel is gonna be like really slippery and stuff. But ultimately, like, the moray is not gonna be able to like do much harm to me aside from biting. And you know, once I get a handle on it, then it's done. Like, it's over. It's like a snake without venom. It, like, moray eels are, like, again, they're opportunity hunters. Like, it doesn't constrict things, but it doesn't have venom either. What can it do to me? Nothing. I remember, in Japan, there's a place called Don Quixote in Asakusa, where I was staying. Don Quixote is like it's like the Walmart of Japan. It has, like, absolutely everything you can think of in there. It's a massive, massive, like, store with, like, everything. And out the front, they had some, like, aquariums and stuff. And in one of them, they just had, like, 3 moray eels. I don't know if they were, like, for sale or anything. But, like, just seeing moray eels in front of, like, a fucking, like, glorified, like, supermarket was just kind of funny to me. They always had these, like, really derpy faces as well. I love moray eels. They're so silly. I took a photo of them, like, all convening in one place, and it looked like they were having, like, a business meeting. It was, like, a deranged one, because all their eyes were looking in different directions. I'll show you that picture sometime, it was pretty funny. Well, this is... The elephant... I mean, come on! I think out of any animal on this list, aside from the chimpanzee, the elephant is going to ensure that there is nothing left of me but a stain on the floor. There are multiple ways the elephant can destroy my life. It can swat me with its trunk and fling me across the arena, probably killing me. It can trample me until my bones are paste. It can gore me on its tusks. It can simply flop over and crush me under its body mass. It could probably take a dump on me and I would die of, like, the absolute horror of it all. And I won't go any deeper than that. There are definitely other ways it can kill me, and they're not ones I can safely say on a Say So Christian stream. But yeah, an elephant is, like, one of the meanest motherfuckers. They used these elephants as war machines back in the day, right? The Indians and the Persians use elephants as, like, siege weapons. They're not to be trifled with. Peregrine falcon. The peregrine falcon is known to be one of the fastest creatures on the planet when it's diving. When it dives, it reaches a ludicrous speed of, like, 200 to 300 miles an hour. It's crazy. But aside from that, I'm gonna fucking kill it. There's no questions asked. That thing is gonna die the moment I get my hands on it. Hey, Scarlet! We're rating how well I can fight these animals. I was about to say monsters, but they're not really monsters. This is how well I can fight all these animals. In, like, a one-on-one fight in a plain-ass arena. And we just decided that a peregrine falcon, I would just grab it and kill it. It can't really do much to me. A ferret. Aw, look at that little boy. Is that a ferret? I think, yeah, I think that's a ferret. We need our resident, like, ferret experts in here. I can't tell if that's a ferret or a stout or a mongoose, but considering its position in the alphabetical hierarchy we've established here, I believe it is a ferret. I'm sorry to say, I think the ferret is going to become an M extinction event. I don't think the ferret stands much of a chance. I would just grab it and end its life. Why is MX fighting animals? I don't know, like, I had this tier list recommended to me, and I was just like, you know what, why not? We'll fight some animals, because I was looking for suggestions for tier lists. So far, we've done evolutions, which I rated here. We did British food, which I rated here. We did British fast food places, which I did here. And now we're fighting animals. It's quite the leap of logic, but it's quite funny, too. A fish. This is so, like... So, in this case, I'm gonna have to base it off the fish in the picture. Because there's so many different fish in the ocean. I can't really quantify it properly. You could make a fish tier list by itself, like fighting different types of fish. But in this case, that fish in particular, absolutely no question, that's probably the easiest thing to kill so far. I mean, people kill these kind of things accidentally on a regular basis. Can these fish even fight? What can it do? It doesn't have any defense mechanism aside from existing. It can't bite me, it can't, like, sting me. I'm sorry, this fish is completely out of its element. There is zero chance it can do anything. You know what would be the best thing if someone, like, drew me, like, fighting one of these animals? Actually, please don't draw me, like, completely tearing a chicken in two. I think that would kind of send the wrong message. Or I'm screaming, I'll make chicken nuggets out of you. But it'd be kind of funny if you drew me getting, like, swatted by an elephant. Maybe I'll draw that. Sounds really funny. Flamingo. I mean... Again, what's a flamingo gonna fucking do? There's a reason they styled lawn ornaments after you. You're done. Tasted. What does a flamingo taste like? Do people eat flamingos anywhere in the world? I don't think I've ever seen anyone try to eat a flamingo. Maybe kind of shrimpy. Really? Where did that come from? I don't think I know a single bird that tastes shrimpy. If anything, I think it would just taste like waterfowl. Like, their diet. Oh yeah, that's true. I don't know. Maybe I'll look it up at some point, see if anybody's tried flamingo, and if not, maybe I'll try and source it. There's gotta be someone that's like, it tastes like wild game or buttery chicken. Oh, that sounds pretty good, actually. There's often so many of them as well. Why don't we just, like, popularize eating flamingos? Would you like a flamingo burger? Made with 100% fresh flamingo. Fox. I'm sorry, but fox is fluffy and cute, but it really can't do anything to me. I will kill the fox. Like, I would probably grab it by its soft, fluffy tail, swing it around, and haymaker it off of the wall. I would just crack its skull off of the concrete. The fox has stood no chance. Absolutely zero chance. A frog. Okay, so the thing about frogs, right? The thing about this frog... Actually, no, it is extinct. Like, that frog has no chance. So, the case I was trying to make, even if it was a poison dart frog, which could easily dispatch me of its toxins, I just have to step on it. I don't have to touch it. As long as I avoid touching it. I don't even know if the poison applies, like, through skin. I don't know if it needs to be ingested or not, but even so, like, there are ways to not get poisoned by it, even if it was a poison dart frog. If it's a normal frog, there's no chance. Like, literally, I could grab it and just, like, I could clap it in my hand and, like, squish it, and it would be dead. If anyone thinks that a frog has any chance against me, I would be very offended. Alright, what we got next? That is probably... That's a weird place for that. I mean, that's a crocodile. I don't know why it's in G, but that... Maybe it's meant to be a gharial, but I mean, that's clearly... That's clearly an... No, that's an alligator. Okay, well... So, here's the thing. An alligator could very well kill me, right? But I was gonna say, I could easily, like, pin down, like, a crocodile or an alligator. Because the thing is, right, like, they... oh, actually, they spend most of the time in water. So this would be an underwater battle. Oh no, if it's an underwater battle, I'm fucking dead. Like, if we're underwater against a crocodile, I'm gone. Like, goodbye, my friends. I'm completely out-contested. If it was on land, though, the thing... to counter a crocodile and alligator on land, you just need to get on their back. If you perch yourself on their back and, like, press down on their head, if you have enough, like, if you put all your weight into it, you have a very high chance of immobilizing it. But then, even if you do that, how are you going to kill it? Like, you can't twist its neck, it's got too much muscle for that. You can't, like, just crush its skull. It's too tough. So you'd just be kind of sat on it, wondering how to kill it. So I think even if it was on land, eventually it's just going to kill you because you don't really have a way of killing it. Like, the most logical way to try and kill it is to, like, you know, go through the softest spot, which would be its mouth. You would have to go through its mouth and, like, try to, like, I don't know, punch through to its brain or something, but you'll probably lose your arm and trying to do that, so... There's no winning, is there? I can't really justify this in any way. A gecko? Gecko is gone. I'm not even gonna explain that one. I mean, it's a gecko. Giraffe. I would probably die in the most cringe way. Giraffes are big boys. A kick from a giraffe would break my spine and my ribs in one go. And honestly, I don't really have a way to kill them either. A goat. A goat. You guys think I could take a goat? Do you think I could, like, fight a goat 1v1? Because, yeah, they can, like, headbutt you and stuff, but, like, their horns are facing the wrong way. They can't impale you on their horns. They can only, like, give you some blunt force trauma with their headbutts and their, like, ramming speeds. But, like, after that, what can a goat do to you? I think it'd definitely be tough to kill them, but I think I would definitely win against them. It would take at least half your clothing. Does that consider a Pyrrhic victory? I'll put it on the Pyrrhic victory for now. I think I could dispatch them quite handily. Like, I might get a few broken bones. I'm pretty sure they can apply enough blunt force to break some bones. And I would consider that a Pyrrhic victory. But aside from that, it would take time. But, yeah. I would eventually break its neck or, like, punch it until its organs explode or something. I don't know. I'm not really equipped for killing people, if you didn't realize. I'm a malware. I'm meant to hack and infect things. But when push comes to shove, I do have a little bit of physicality to me. A goose. Oh, God. Geese are terrifying. I'm gonna say a Pyrrhic victory for a goose. You have no idea how vicious the geese are over here. They will fuck your shit up. They seriously will. And like, yeah. I think, I think a goose would do a number on me before I could kill it. I mean, it would literally just be as simple as, like, grabbing it by the neck, but, like, it's getting to that point is the tricky part. They won't just let it happen. They are very aggressive. So if they're on alert from the get-go, then you're gonna have problems getting there. This is Harambe. Harambe would... I mean, this is just a roided-up version of a chimpanzee. I don't think there's gonna be much of a difference. Like, as far as I know, gorillas have less tendency to have sadistic fantasies. Like, chimpanzee... Okay, maybe I'll put the gorilla below the chimpanzee, because the chimpanzee is driven to make you suffer and to, like, kill you dead. A gorilla would probably just be defending itself. It would just be like, you bad, I kill. And then, like, punch a perfect hole out of my abdomen, or something. Or, like, grab me and break me like a twig. So yeah, a gorilla would definitely dispatch me really easily, but not in the, like, grotesque ways a chimpanzee could. What is that? Is that a gopher? I mean, if it's a gopher... I mean, no questions asked there. It's dead. Another bird. I mean, we know what the tail is of birds now. I believe this is a hawk. I mean, I think a hawk. Yeah, a hawk would be easier to kill than an eagle. I'm actually gonna put bat up here. Now that I think about it, the bat really doesn't really have much going for it. Hedgehog. Yeah, sorry, the hedgehog is going to die. I mean, the spines aside, the spines are only just going to be really annoying to deal with, but... I mean, the thing is, the hedgehog's defense mechanism is to curl up. But you can still pick it up when it's curled up. Like, you can pick it up carefully so that the spikes don't hurt you. So when it gets to that point, I could just, like, pick it up and then yeet it like a baseball, and it would probably die from that. So it kind of works against itself in that case. It's meant to ward off, like, its natural predators, not a fucking full human being. Hippo. That is easily, like, here. Hippos are some of the scariest motherfuckers in nature. They can swim at super speed, they can run at super speed. Their jaws are powerful enough to rip you in two by clamping down. And they're built like a tank. They're like hornless rhinos that can swim. Yeah, ain't no chance. Is that... That's a honey badger. Okay, that's a difficult one. I think a honey badger is a TKO. Honey badgers are fucking ferocious, dude. The reason I think this is a TKO is because if I fought a honey badger and it went, like, to town on me, like, it, like, eviscerated me on the outside, I think I would definitely be able to kill it in time. Like, I think I'd be able to, like, beat up enough so that it dies from, like, trauma, or, like, find an opportunity to, like, break its neck, cough its S-play, whatever. But in that process, I think I would eventually succumb to blood loss from all the injuries it would inflict on me. Because it is like a demon when it kicks off. So yeah, nothing I can really do. I'm gonna put the cobra above it, because the cobra is kind of like certain death. But the honey badger, I could get lucky and get off with less injuries. A horse would kill me. One kick is all it takes. One kick and you're done. Like, horse kicks are nothing to sneeze at. You see it all the time in cartoons, people getting kicked by horses. That's not how it goes. The horse kicks you, it's gonna break bones, and it might rupture your organs. So yeah, a horse's vileness is perfectly demonstrated by the way it can kill you. Human being. Yeah, I mean, if it's this guy, it's definitely up here. No, I'm kidding. This is a TKO. Human beings, like... Literally, it's like human versus human. Even footing. Maybe there's a difference in builds and battle experience and stuff, but, like... I'm going to take the, like... I'm going to be the person that says, like, it's, like, the average human being. So, like... I'm a malware that's been constructed to mimic the average human being, so naturally, the two of us collide, the net result is going to be, like, you take the average, we're probably both going to go down. We'll probably get so exhausted and end up expiring alongside each other. Perfect 50-50. Iguana. What can an iguana do to me? I mean, I guess it's a Pyrrhic victory. I can see an iguana kind of ripping my shit up. It's only a few scratches, though, to be honest. I think maybe iguana goes in here. They can lose parts to evade you. But this isn't about evasion, Pixel. This is about aggression. This is about how well they can fight me. So even if they lose parts to evade me... What edge does that give them? They have bite and they have claws. But that doesn't really inflict... Yeah, but it doesn't give much chance... Like, they can bite and claw at me, like, hundreds of times. But they're not especially good at, like, prolonged damage. Because, again, iguanas, like... The whole thing is that they hunt just by, like, you know, chomping down and stuff. So, like, that can't really do much to me. As compared to, like, the honey badger is, like, a fucking whirlwind. It will tear into me as much as it possibly can. Unlike an iguana, that would probably just, like, bite me and try to lock down. That's the thing, if an iguana bit me, it would lock down its jaw. Like, it would hold on. In that point, when it holds on to me, then I can just kill it. Like, I can just, like, grab it while it's biting me and just, like, smash it on the ground. Until it, like, dies or lets go, whichever comes first. That is a jaguar, I believe. So the thing about a jaguar, the thing about big cats like this is that they will pounce you and go for the kill. Like, they will go for the jugular. Can I grievously wound this thing enough in the frame that it takes to, like, pounce me down and rip my neck out? I think as a jaguar, I have some chance of putting up a fight. I have some chance. But ultimately, I think I'm gonna die. Because it is a big cat. And my only chance of killing it, really, is, like... I mean, with a lot of these animals, it all comes down to, can I break its neck or beat it until its, like, innards fail? In a lot of cases, no. I mean, actually, no, in a lot of cases, yes, because they're small creatures that can't really hurt me. Bigger creatures, we don't have many bigger creatures. I think the biggest creature on here that I can dispatch relatively easily is the alpaca. Jellyfish. This one's tricky, because I don't know how to kill a jellyfish. Yeah, this one's really tricky, because, like, the jellyfish will sting the fuck out of me, right? That really hurts. But how do I kill the I guess I could just rip it apart. I'm gonna put it in Pyrrhic victory, because the stings could fuck me up. If it's a box jellyfish, I'm dead. Like, there's no two ways about it. I'm just dead. But that is not a box jellyfish. That is a moon jellyfish, so... If it's a moon jellyfish, the stings aren't that bad, so I guess it goes up here. Like, here, I guess. No, here. Yeah. Yeah, no, here. Yeah, no, that's right. Okay. Yeah, some jellyfish will just kill me. It'll be a TKO, because I don't think those jellyfish things, like... I don't think they proc, like, instantly. They'll kill you over time, and it'll really hurt to start with, but it doesn't incapacitate you. So, yeah, I think that makes sense for that. That is a kangaroo. Well, that's technically a wallaby. That's not a kangaroo. That is a wallaby. I can tell. That's a wallaby, but I'm gonna presume it means kangaroo. I think kangaroo goes about here. Because yes, a kangaroo, we all know kangaroos have kicks that can, like, break your everything. But you can also stun kangaroos. You can left hook a kangaroo in the face and it'll be stunned. Because, like, kangaroos often just, like, spar against each other. So I think that I have a chance of fighting back by stunning it, but I don't have a way to kill it. So, yeah, eventually the fight will turn in its favor because I just won't have options where it can just use its legs. A koala. I'm not even gonna bother describing this. Koalas don't do anything. Easy win. Lion. No, I'm definitely dead. You're not the king of the savannah for nothing. That mane isn't just for show. The lion... It's like the jaguar, but on steroids. The lion absolutely would, like, destroy my shit. There's no chance of retaliation there. Is that a macaque? Yeah, it's a macaque. How ferocious are macaques? I mean, monkeys in general can be pretty ferocious. But I think if it's a macaque... I don't need to Google this, actually. Macaque. How strong are macaques? How strong are macaques? They are 1.5 times more powerful than humans in pulling and jumping tasks. Oh no, wait, that's a chimp, not a macaque. What do I know about a chimp? A macaque. I can't really find anything on it. So, yeah, I guess, I'm gonna say I can beat a macaque. I think it'd be hard, but I think I could beat a macaque. It's not as formidable as a chimpanzee. It's not driven by sadism. And they're overall smaller. They're also, like... Yeah, like... I mean, it's still a monkey. Monkeys can be fairly cruel in the, like... the grand scheme of things, but, like... I think I can win against it. Moose. I mean, we talked about this earlier. The moose is gonna kill me. Ain't no chance in hell. No chance in hell! You got no chance! Just like this, mouse. The mouse is dead. Not even a question. Octopus! I love eating these things. If it's underwater, I think it's probably here. Since, I mean, the octopus is an aquatic creature, so this fight is underwater, it will probably get me. I'm not gonna lie. Octopuses are smart. They're very clever creatures. The octopus will realize that I'm not good underwater. I need to breathe. So it would probably focus its attacks on my face and cut off my air. And because it's so slimy and malleable, it's kind of hard for me to retaliate. The most I can do is, like, try to crush its, like, head, or, like, rip off its tentacles. But even then, like, it doesn't immediately die, because it's got, like, several hearts, it's got nerves that keep going, even if its brain dies. They are very tricky things to handle. So I think ultimately that is the L for me. Don't underestimate octopuses. They're very conniving little creatures. Orangutan. Okay, this is absolutely here. If there's one other creature that can embody the range of emotions and evil that chimpanzees do, it's the orangutan. Don't fuck with these things. They look really derpy. Like, orangutans are often, like, the basis of a lot of memes, and, like, they look really goofy, and, you know, we all remember the orangutan from Jungle Book and how jolly he was. But make no mistake, these guys will tear your arm off like ripping tissue paper apart. Orangutans can be terrifying. And, like, they remember faces, they will hold a grudge against you, and they will bide their time for the perfect moment to beat your shit in. So, like, if I'm locked in an arena of orangutan, it knows it has the advantage. It is going to wipe the floor with me. An orca. Yeah, I do wonder how I could fight Chloe from Hololive. Yeah, killer whales. I think I might be dead. If it was Chloe, maybe I would have a chance. I would just be handicapped by the fact that I find Chloe very cute. So I wouldn't be able to fight her properly. But a straight up killer whale would just crush me. It would eat me. In the water. An owl. I mean, again, birds that fly go up here. I'm gonna get the rest of the birds and just put them in there, because that's where they go. Like, the pangwang. Pangwang goes, like, I guess no, it doesn't put on much of a fight. It's just a bit more slippery. I'll just put it there. The pigeon is actually way easier than any of these. I would put it above the cock. And a parrot. The parrot is also, like, up here. I would say, like, here. Panda. Panda? Pandas. I know pandas are bears, but I've never heard of anyone dying to a panda. The panda wants to die. It's going... What, is it going to be like, assisted suicide. Perfect. Pandas are evolutionary failures. Like, I know a panda is very strong, but I don't think it has the will to fight. Like, I don't think it wants to die, but I don't think it wants to fight either. I've never seen an aggressive panda. Hold on, I'm gonna look something up. Do panda... deaths by panda. There are no clearly documented cases of a giant panda killing a human, but there are cases of attacks. They have not killed... There are no records of a panda killing someone. 0. TKO. Yeah, okay, I'd say TKO. Because, like, yeah, the panda probably couldn't... I mean, it could probably kill me by technicality, because it's just strong. But I don't think... I think I, like, would eventually find a way to kill the panda with how much time it would take, you know? That's my 2 cents on it anyway. I would be very fucked up by the end, but I would fuck that panda up as well. Right, panther. Well, again, it's a big cat. It's bigger than a jaguar. I'm gonna put it over here. You know there's rumors in the UK of panther sightings? Like, people think they're seeing panthers in, like, the country and stuff. And they're like, oh, we have actual video footage of a panther in the UK, in the wild. And they show it, and it just shows, like, this big black cat at, like, the end of a field. They're like, oh, It's a huge black cat. It's crazy. There's a wild panther here. It's real. And I'm just looking at it, I'm just like, that's just a big house cat. Like, they're using the wrong things for a sense of scale. When you actually look at it closely, like, you realize that this is just a big black cat. Like, it's not a panther size. It's just a sizable black boy, you know? That sounded worse coming out than it did in my head. But yeah, like, chonky cat. Yes. It was an absolute chonkler. A chong lord, if you will. Pig. I'd win against a pig. Like, what the fuck's a pig gonna do? It's gonna squeal, it might bite me, but aside from that, like, not a Pyrrhic victory even. I'd say, like, I'd win. Platypus is a win. They do have that venomous barb, but like, I don't think that has the capacity to kill you. Oh god, I got hiccups. I think I drank something too quickly. Ugh. Polar bear is 100%. Polar bears are like the worst kind of bear to face, right? Hey, we got like 3 types of bear here. Polar bears. Apparently, polar bears have a capacity for like enjoyment with toying with their prey. So I think more than the grizzly and the black bear, the polar bear would actually like torture me before I die. So that's lovely. Porcupine, that's a Pyrrhic victory if I ever saw one. Like, a porcupine's only defense mechanism is its spikes, but those spikes are mean. I would become a pincushion before I kill that thing. On the top of my head, bears eat their prey live. Oh yeah, that's why playing dead works on bears, doesn't it? Because, yeah, you know. A regular platypus? Yeah, just a regular platypus. Just a regular platypus. I could easily dispatch it. However, if it were not an ordinary platypus, if it were, in fact, oh fuck, I fucked up. However, if it were, in fact, oh my god, I fucked up the punchline. Shit. If it were, in fact, bury the platypus! Only some people are gonna get that. I put a hat on it, that's the joke. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of that. Alright, if a platypus appears in the stream, I have to make the joke. I couldn't find a transparent one that quickly, so I had to use that shitty one, but the joke stands nonetheless. Alright, where are we at? Banoi? The Banoi is dead. I'm sorry, the Banoi is very dead. Raccoon. I would kill a raccoon. If you think that a raccoon has any chance of harming me in any meaningful way, I think you are fantasizing a little bit. And maybe think of a tanuki that might have more of a chance. But tanuki is not on this list. What's the raccoon gonna do? Like, fling trash at me? I know there's that one video of, like, a raccoon, like, messing around with a guy. And it, like, charges him at the end, and he's, like, freaking the fuck out. But, like, that's just an interaction of a wild animal. If you know you're in there to fight, the raccoon's gonna, like, run at you. What's it gonna do? Like, bite you? Can't do anything. The rhino is gonna turn me into, like, kilobytes of data, which will fade away. It would just charge me with its horn, and I would be locked in two by it. That is a sea lion. You can tell it's a sea lion because it has a more pronounced, like, upper body that lends itself to, like, sitting out of land, whereas seals are more, like... Seals are more blobs. They're literally just, like, blobs, torpedo-shaped. They're predominantly, like, water-based. But sea lions are, like, more amphibious. They have stronger, like, pectorals and stuff. But, still, a sea lion fight would be underwater, in which case it would absolutely destroy me. Maybe I could get a shot in or two on the sea lion, but like ultimately, it's going to take me out. A turtle. I killed a lot of these in the forest, the survival horror game. I don't think a turtle poses like any threat to me. It's kind of hard to kill because of that shell, but I think eventually I would be able. If I smashed on the underside of its shell enough, which is like the softest spot. If I smashed on that enough, I would eventually cause some serious damage. And, you know, if the turtle is on its back... Oh, but this is underwater. This is a sea turtle. Yeah, that is a sea turtle. I can't do that tactic. Ooh, okay. How do I kill this thing? I guess I put it into TKO because it can't really kill me. Aside from technicality of, like, I run out of oxygen, but we're not really counting for that. I can't really kill it. I don't really have a way to kill it. So I guess it's just a TKO. We just both succumb to the passage of time. A shark is going to kill me. I don't need to elaborate further on that, I hope. Like, yeah, there are some people that say, oh, like... If you, like, boop a shark on the snoot, then it becomes immobilized and it can't do anything. Or if you, like, turn a shark vertically, it's not going to be able to touch you. If a shark already has its eyes set on you, and is hunting you down, there ain't no chance you're going to be able to pull off a trick like that. It is going to kill you, especially if it's underwater. We don't have that freedom at that point. A sheep will die. Punch it in the nose and it's disabled. That only works on some sharks. I can confirm that only works on some sharks. Because what you're doing is, you're confusing them. Like, you're basically punching the most sensitive area of their nose. But the fact of the matter is that if they hone in onto you through something else, that's not going to affect them. Because they have like this, like receptory organ around their snout that allows them to pick up on like electronic signals and stuff, and I think that kind of malfunctions when you like punch them in the nose. But it works differently for different sharks, so it doesn't always work. Don't quote me on that. I'm not a marine biologist. I just have a profound interest in like marine biology. A skunk. Aside from making me stinky, this will probably be an easy win. Oh look, there's another dog here. What is that? Like... Begins with S. Shitty dog? Is that meant to be a Shih Tzu? I mean, either way, this is just a smaller dog. Dog is already up here, like, the Labrador dog is here, which, you know, like, I can handily kill it. If it's a smaller dog, it has zero chance, I'm sorry. I would just grab that little fucker and just, like, squeeze them until they died. I really need to, like, start fishing through my vocabulary for more things. More colourful things to say. But we're almost at the end here, and probably after this I'll wrap up the stream. So this was quite a long one. Snail. I mean... I killed so many snails as a kid. When I was a young malware, a little dataling, I would go around squashing these fuckers for fun. I was kind of fucked up as a kid, but yeah. That's probably by far like one of the easiest things to dispatch. If I could conduct a genocide on our little shelled friends, I would. No, I mean, if I had to conduct a genocide on our little Shelly friends, I would. Not if I could. That's taking it a bit far. Spider, or in this case, I'm gonna. No, that is a spider. Okay, but I mean that's a bird-eating spider. I'm pretty sure that's a big motherfucker. That particular species is probably not venomous, so it goes here. If it's this spider, actually, in most cases, the spider's gonna lose. Like, we fear spiders, right? We're always been afraid of spiders, and like, I mean, like, arachnophobia is one of the most common fears for people to have, and in some cases, like, there are like venomous spiders that are often difficult to deal with, and people get bitten by them a lot. People don't actually die to spiders too much from the bites, so they usually get them treated, so you don't actually hear too much about death by spider. But the thing is, we often get bitten because it's an accident. Like, we reach into somewhere, we don't know the spider's there, it defends itself. That's usually what happens. If it's a one-on-one fight, if we're aware of each other, I don't think the spider has much of a chance to, like, bite me. It needs to, like, get onto me first. So I think before it can do that, I'm just gonna squash it. I will crush it under my foot. In which case, I think it actually goes, like, up here. Like, a spider can be easily dealt with. A squid. Underwater. A squid is less capable than an octopus. I would say this is over here. Because aside from using its beak and stuff, the squid doesn't have as much versatility as the octopus. The octopus is like a Swiss Army knife, but the squid is kind of just a knife. Like, it doesn't do much aside from, you know, what it does, but it doesn't have the capacity to kill me, and it doesn't have the intelligence of an octopus, so it kind of struggles in that department. I think I can take out a squid underwater. Maybe a bit more trouble than, say, like a jellyfish or something, but, like, I think I could do it. Squirrel. I mean, let's not kid ourselves here. Squirrel is going to die. Starfish. It's literally, like, almost easier to kill than all these things. Unless it's, like, a crown of thorns or something. Which case, it's a little bit trickier because they have, like, noxious poisons in them and stuff, but, you know. Stingray. Ah, yes, the one who took the life of my childhood hero, Steve Irwin. The Stingray. Honestly, I think this might be a TKO. I think this is a big TKO. Because, right, this is underwater, I'm fighting the Stingray, I could probably kill it, but at the same time, I'll probably go out like Steve Irwin. Like, that stinger will probably impale itself into somewhere which it really, like, it'll probably impale itself into my weak spot if I'm not careful. Like, if it could, like, impale Steve Irwin, who is, like, a professional, like, animal handler, it could definitely dispatch me. But I think I could but I mean, Steve Irwin wasn't trying to kill it, so, like, if I had the intent to kill it, I could definitely kill it as it did that. Double knockout. Ow. Slam my chair. That wasn't meant to do. Tiger. I mean, that's... I would say a tiger is stronger than a lion. I'm gonna put the tiger, like, here. So I think tigers have more muscles than a lion does. And the thing about lions is that lions often work as teams. Like, you often get, like, a pack of like a pride of lions, like, hunting together and stuff. Tigers are solitary predators, like, they ambush you. Obviously, this one can't ambush me in the context of this fight, but, like, it can still maul me to death, which, like, you know, it's very good at that. A tortoise? Okay, this one I can take out. Like, the strategy I said before, like, the shell is hard, but if I turned it over onto its back and just started stomping, I'd break through eventually. Or I would eventually cause enough damage to make it, like, pass out or something. Please don't go stomping turtles. in the streets try to validate that theory or anything. I remember reading this one news story that really sickened me to the core. It was this story about like 2 teenage girls that found like a tortoise. They found like a tortoise, right? I don't know if it was like a pet tortoise or a wild one, but they found a tortoise and they decided to just torture and kill the thing, and then they posted it on like TikTok or something. It was fucked. Like, they like grabbed it, they slammed it on, like they were filming it all. Like, they grabbed it, slammed it on the ground, stamped on it. They poured like lighter fluid on it and set it on fire. All for like online clout. And it was just, I didn't see the video itself, but like, hearing about it is just one of the most fucked up things I could remember. I was like experiencing. I was like, my god, that poor turtle. If turtles had a capacity for fear, that turtle was feeling the worst of it by far. It was horrible. Like, human beings have such a capacity for evil, it's astounding. Like, we define evil. Like, we are the only things on this planet that can define what evil really is. And we always somehow surpass what our standards as the most evil things can be. That's not a good thing. A toucan. Oh, this is a bird I missed. The toucan dies. The toucan literally has a giant weak point on its face. If I grab that beak and tear it off, the toucan is not going to have a good time. A walrus? A walrus is just a beefier sea lion. I think it actually goes in this category. It will impale me with its tusk and then squash me with its blubbery mass. The walruses are like elephants of the ocean. They're huge. Ah, yellow jacket, wasp, whatever you want to call it. These fuckers. Right. This fucker. A swarm of these would probably, like... I would not be able to kill them. They'll sting me until I die. A single wasp? I'd probably be able to kill it. I'd probably... So, this is a tricky one. The thing about this matchup is... It's only one wasp. But it's got it out for me. It's going to be stinging me repeatedly. I'm going to get stung all over before I even have a chance to, like, grab and kill this thing. I think eventually I will be able to, like, kill it. But, oh man, it's going to sting me to hell in the process. So, yeah, like, I will kill this thing, but it's going to take a bit to get there. We only got 4 more left. I mean, we'll do the worm right now, because the worm is probably the easiest thing in the world to kill. What the hell's a worm going to do to you? There's literally nothing a worm can do to hurt you. Even if you accidentally ingested it, it probably won't do anything except give you like a bad taste in your mouth. Worm is absolutely useless. At least the snail can maybe, like, if you ingested the snail by accident, the crushed shell might like cut your throat and you would bleed internally to death. That's like the most extreme case a snail could kill you. Or if it's that cone snail. Like the cone snail with the poison that can like kill you easily. And fish give you mercury poisoning. I don't know. Like the worm is like the most pathetic thing in existence. It can't do anything to you. A whale? I think a whale wins. I mean, if we're in the water, this is specifically a humpback whale, but like... What are you gonna do against a whale, my dudes? Like, it doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter if you're like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're Mr. Rogers or Stone Cold Steve Austin or like the fucking Mountain from Game of Thrones. The whales, like, yeah, the sounds a whale makes, they can concuss you if you're in proximity, and if not that, it will just flop on you, and you have no chance to avoid it because it's so big. You just lose. Like, you have no way to kill it. There's literally no way to kill this thing. You can't beat it until it dies, it has too much blubber. You can't strike the weak points because it has none for the average human. It's just impossible. I guess you could like try to go inside it, but I think you'd suffocate before you even get that far. 2 left. A wolf. I I'm gonna put the wolf... Where do we put the coyote? It's here. I'd say the wolf is, like, the biggest of Pyrrhic victory. Maybe a TKO, actually. The coyote is an opportunity predator, but the wolf can hold its own, I think. I think the wolf can hold its own in a fight. But I think I could beat up a wolf pretty bad before it kills me, you know? Especially like a timber wolf or something. Like, those are big, like, canines. Like, they will, like, pin you down and, like, eat your face off. But, like, I think we've seen films where people can kill wolves with their bare hands, so, like, you could easily, like, if you, like, saw the chance, you could seize it and, like, come out on top. But I think, for me personally, it'd be a TKO. I'd take it down with me, but it would probably inflict an injury that would ultimately cause me to expire. And finally, at the end of the list, we have the zebra. The zebra is just a stripy horse. There's no. We've already talked about the horse. The zebra is just a stripy horse. We're done. So, now that I look at it, actually a surprising amount of animals I could take out. I could fight a lot of these. Like, there's a lot of animals. There's more animals I could fight and dispatch than animals that would just, like, absolutely destroy me. So, if I had to draw lots about... So, if I had to, like, oh, MX, you have to fight an animal to the death. You have to draw from this, like, random pool. I'd feel pretty good about my odds. I think I have, like, a 60% chance of, like, getting a favorable outcome. So, I imagine if I pulled an earthworm, I'd be like, well, I fucking win at life. I win at everything. I pulled, like, the 1%, like, EX gadget roll. And then I get, like, a fucking elephant. I'm like, well, it was nice knowing everyone. I'll see you on the flip side. And stuff like that. But yeah, that is going to be our we did have another one here. We did have the Hololivers, but maybe I'll save this for another tier list stream. And then people can, like, properly judge me on my tastes in Hololivers. But, yeah, I think that's that's a nice way to wrap it up, especially since my throat is really fucked from having talked at length for the last 3 hours when I haven't really spoken much in, like, the last few weeks. It's quite a drastic change. What if the other human just, like, chose this thing too? I mean, yeah, I mean, I already made my case about the human. If we're both average human beings, we'll just fight each other and then probably just collapse at the same time in the end. But yeah, I am going to... There's one last animal you can't take in a fight. The chat. Pixel, did you just call the... Ah! 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 No! Oh, no! No! Oh, God! Oh, it hurts! Oh, it hurts! Oh, fuck! Oh, fuck! I thought Luca was gonna be the one to do. I can't believe you've done this. Ow! My God. And with that, I bid everyone good night. See you next time, everyone.